We can go out of, let me just.
So we're coming in with the McConaughey cut.
Yeah. All
That's
right,
cut
all
15.
right.
Cut
That's
15.
right.
And we're good to go.
Yeah. So I think for outgoing, let's do.
For bumper out.
What are we going outro with? What were you thinking of? Because the ones that have really good intros, Oh, that's right.
Yeah, coming in for the second segment, yeah.
We'll do Susie and the Banshees coming in for the second one. Perfect. Yeah. Let me make sure all my stuff's out. I'm drinking Starbucks coffee because there was no other black coffee available. The coffee that was at my hotel was like coffee with panties. Like they put, it had like syrup and stuff in it.
Check your panties.
It was just a cup of diabetes. So I just needed some straight up black coffee. Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, of course there are. Yeah. Even though it got its start there though, right? Yeah.
That is cool. Is that like going to the first McDonald's? With that horribly dangerous kid play equipment?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you cold in there? What's wrong with you?
It should be chilly in the studio. They got to keep that equipment cool.
Yeah, you sound like you're like in pain or something. Good grief. Are you guys like freezing Marty out back there? Yeah.
Did you hear him, Rich?
Put a sweatshirt on.
He said, put a sweatshirt on. Quit whining.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. We're going on in 10. So
Site at
awesome. Thank you guys.
centerforamericatv.org.
The Dana Show.
Honestly, this is it. This is it.
I just love listening to your show. It makes me feel so informed.
That's what I'm talking about.
If it's going on in the news, Dana is on it.
Freedom is bare bones, straight no chaser, limited government, take care of yourself, stay out of everybody else's life, the government stays out of your life, enjoy the fruits of your labor, and when you screw up, you got to deal with it. That's freedom.
Taking the big news of the day seriously, but not much else.
Yibbity-doo-dah! Here's your participation trophy.
The Dana Show.
Do you think it's time that maybe Hollywood and the cultural elite of America gave this guy a break?
Well, they don't have a choice now. He's our president. And it's very dynamic and as divisive of an inauguration in time that we've ever had. At the same time, it's time for us to embrace, shake hands with this fact, and be constructive with him over the next 4 years.
Burn the witch.
All right.
Burn the witch. Burn the witch. Because he said something that was, it almost sounded kind of open-minded.
Yeah.
We can't have that, King.
How dare you be a centrist?
No open-mind. No, we don't have time for centrism or nuance or anything like that. All that stuff is dead. I mean, either you're getting a pitchfork and you're going or not. And tarring and feathering. I don't even know, where do you get tar?
I don't know.
I don't even know how to do it. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm Dana Loesch. We're broadcasting live here in Portland from KXL KUFO, and we're in the Skype Live studio. And we have the link, I think, on one of my, I think it's on going to be official Dana Loesch. I'll have it up at DLoesch on Twitter as well. But we'll throw the link out there as well. Thank you guys for being here. Awesome. You guys braved the ice. You don't have to be like quiet as church mice. It's totally cool. If you want to yeah, you can make noises. It's all right. So when we would we'd lie to everybody like we have a studio audience, but we actually do this time. So look, we're honest today.
We are, yeah.
We're honest people today. We have a lot to get into, and we're going to actually be interacting with you folks later on coming up in the broadcast. But there are a few things that are going down that we wanted to address, and we're going to get into some of that, all throughout the program. But one of the biggest things, and I know a lot of people in Oregon, first off, it's gorgeous out here, and it's not flat like Texas. I mean, you all have like mountains and there's drama in your geography. It's pretty cool. But everyone always thinks that, I don't know, maybe it's because, I don't know, they think Portland is super left, or they think the whole state of Oregon is super left, and it's not. I've seen NRA stickers. I've seen Black Guns Matter stickers out here. In fact, we saw one it was on the back of a pickup truck, on the back glass of a pickup truck. And it had Cali plates, and it's driving around here in Portland, which I thought was pretty cool. But it's like gun country out here. Everybody likes to be able, amazingly, to be able to have the right to self-defense. So that's awesome. Speaking to that, this is actually going to affect you guys. So this happened late yesterday afternoon, where, according to The Hill, has a really good piece just sort of breaking it down in the most unbiased way possible. The House Thursday struck down this Obama-era regulation that would block recipients of disability benefits on Social Security from purchasing and carrying firearms. Now, remember back in 2013 after Newtown, there were 23 executive action steps that the former president took in order to prevent his goal. And I get it. His goal was to prevent something like that from happening again, except all of that was already in place. So it was a redundancy upon a redundancy upon a redundancy. So one of the things that they actually rolled out in this 23 step was this regulation that if you are on Social Security, if you're receiving disability benefits, and it was even written so poorly, this bill, that if implemented, it would be applicable to veterans, which is kind of insane. And so with this, anybody who's on Social Security who would maybe get some sort of help with financial management, anything like that, the way that the bill was written, it was written in a way that was stating these individuals were too crazy or too mentally deficient to be able to lawfully purchase or carry a firearm. That's kind of huge, that you're being adjudicated mentally unfit without ever actually stepping foot into a court of law, without ever actually being evaluated. And it's just some bureaucrat who has absolutely zero training in anything regarding health, and they're just pencil pushers, and they're able, with just signing a document, to strip someone of their rights because they're receiving either they have to have help with financial management on Social Security or they're receiving disability benefits. So the House yesterday voted to roll back this rule. It was a 235 to 180 vote. It wasn't actually totally on party lines either, which I found reassuring. It wasn't totally on party lines, but so it rolled that back. It'll go through the Senate. I don't, even the ACLU opposed this. I mean, when you have the NRA, the ACLU, a bunch of other civil and natural rights organizations all on the same side, something's up. I mean, when they're all agreeing and they find common ground, something's up. And that's exactly what happened. So they're going to roll that back. But here's the thing that really got me mad. I went, and I even pull this up right now. I was looking at all of the stories that were trending on this particular issue. So Associated Press, Reuters, it was also CNN, and a bunch of others were freaking out, saying that it wasn't just a rollback of a rule, that it was actually, oh my gosh, all background checks are gone. All of them are gone. They're all gone. All of them? All of them. And this is one of the things Carol Costello on CNN was talking about this, but she didn't like it. Associated Press, they had tweeted out a bunch of stuff. They said, the House just voted to roll back Obama's background check rule. And it made it sound like, no, it's done, and now you don't even have to get a background check anymore. That's how irresponsible the media was with this. So they put that out there, and then all of the anti-gun groups, like the Brady Group and the Moms Demand Box Wine and totally don't have a rated R name, all of these people, they were going on and on and on, saying that, oh my gosh, no more background checks, no more background checks. Can you believe Wayne LaPierre, the son of Satan, actually worked with the House and has no more background check? Oh my gosh, we're all going to die. Everybody's going to die. We're going to wake up and everybody's going to be dead. All your babies are dead. That's, everything that happened last night. I'm watching this. I'm on a 4-hour flight coming from Dallas to Portland. Nice flight, nice and easy. I'm like doing my prep for the show. And, on a plane, you have super ridiculously slow Wi-Fi. So I'm seeing all of this stuff, and it was frustrating, number one, because someone was wrong on the internet. And it was frustrating doubly because someone was wrong on the internet, and Kane, the slow Wi-Fi, guys, the slow Wi-Fi made it impossible for me to tell them how wrong they were on the internet. It was just so bad. But that's exactly that's how they were spinning all of this. It was awful. In fact, what was it? We have this audio soundbite. This is audio soundbite 23. This is part of Carol Costello's. She could not understand that how the republic was formed. She didn't understand that it was formed specifically on the basis of freedom, and that the founding documents are just are reminders to government. Look, this is what you don't control. This is what you do control. You can mess with this. You can't mess with that. That's all it is. And so this was from some of her commentary on this.
He said it is God who gave us life and liberty, not, of course, the mere men who wrote the Constitution and came up with the Constitution and our way of government. So what do you make of that?
It's so strange. I just don't know what to make of it. It's so weird. I just don't know. Let's kick it into Quick Five.
It's a quarter after the hour, and time for Dana's Quick Five.
All right, so this audio, we're all gonna have to sit down and have a little family meeting on this one. Where are you signed, Kane? I haven't even gotten to it yet. So Kellyanne Conway, who I like, and I think she's a BA. Man, she does some really good work. Kellyanne Conway, I think this was on one of the morning talk shows. She went on and said this. Now, remember, this is in context with the immigration order, that the executive order that came out. And in Bowling Green, Kentucky, there were some, IEDs overseas, and some fingerprints were found on the shards that matched these two dudes who were in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So it's in this context. Listen.
President Obama had a 6-month ban on the Iraqi refugee program after 2 Iraqis came here to this country, were radicalized, and they were the masterminds behind the Bowling Green massacre. Most people don't know that because it didn't get covered.
So everyone's saying, well, what massacre? You're wrong. Everything you're doing is based on a lie. Now, I don't want to come out and say like she misspoke. She was wrong. I mean, there wasn't a massacre in Bowling Green. However, the problem with this is that now they're going to say, because there wasn't a massacre, I guess there was nobody with terror ties in Bowling Green. There were. I mean, these two dudes came from the Middle East after they had manufactured IEDs. Their fingerprints were found on them. It matched. And they ended up being arrested. And that's when, back in 2011, there was that moratorium on individuals from Iraq that was put into place by the Obama administration. And it was slightly different than the executive order now, but it's similar in premise in that it was a moratorium on that. And that one was 6 months. It wasn't just 90 days. It was 6 months. So we'll come back to that one. But that's everyone now. That's the top story taking place right now. An Iraq archbishop. This comes from Crux Now, is saying this archbishop, Catholic Archbishop Bashar Warda, he was saying that, where were all these protesters? He asks, where were all these protesters when ISIS was committing genocide, and when ISIS was wiping Christians out of Mosul, and when ISIS was attacking people in Raqqa and everywhere else? Where were all of the protests? And apparently, you want to talk about a Bible thump? I guess it's right. Yeah. Sure. It's like He was Bible. Yeah. I mean, but he was right. He makes a really good point. A lot of people are mad at him because he made sense. I mean, you make sense, and everybody wants to attack you. Trump taps a CIA veteran for the agency's second in command, according to The Hill. Oh, and it's a lady. So where are the social justice warriors? Her name is Gina Haspel. And she's going to be the deputy director of the CIA, making her second in command behind Mike Pompeo. She is the second woman ever to hold the position, which doesn't require a Senate confirmation because she's number 2. She's a 30-year veteran of the agency. She'll probably cut you. Haspel was the first woman to lead CIA's clandestine service, which oversees U.S. spying worldwide. She's a legit spy, which is really cool. And, of course, all senior intel officials are stoked about that. They gave it 3 snaps. Probably more than that. Cecile Richards of Planned Parenthood, according to Real Clear Politics, she says, well, we are we're really a bipartisan organization, and we're ready to work with President Trump. I don't think that's how.
Surprising.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. She wants to cut a deal. I guess that's different from what they usually cut. Moving on, we have a lot to get into. Florida Man, we're going to be doing some audience participation as well. But in the meantime, what is it? Valentine's Day is like 2 weeks away? 2 weeks away. I have a dirty. Actually, I really do this. I go and I'll order Sherry's berries online because they taste really good, and I don't even care. I just don't even care. On Saturdays, it's my cheat day because I eat paleo all through the week. Saturdays, I'll sit down and I will just gorge myself until I'm ill. But it's so worth it. Look, I'm not even lying to you. And here's the other thing that women will never ever admit to. So when guys send like bouquets and Valentine's stuff to their ladies at the office, women use that as like a status thing, right? Chicks totally do that. They'll be like, look, my husband got some chocolate-covered strawberries. See them here? They're right here. Just set them right here on the desk so you can envy me. That's exactly how they do it. These berries are juicy. They're huge. They fit in my entire palm. They're dipped in milk chocolate, dark chocolate, all kinds of chocolate, and they're always fresh. Sherry's Berries will deliver it on time, always guaranteed, or your money back. So with Valentine's Day right around the corner, the only way to get this deal, starting at $19.99, double the order for $5 more. Why would anybody not do that? It's legit $5 more. Why would you not do it? Exclusive offer for my listeners only. Just use my code Dana Show. Visit berries.com, berries.com. Click on that little bitty microphone in the top right-hand corner. Type in Dana Show. Berries.com. Click on the mic. Type in Dana Show. This deal is for today only. Today. So you order now.
You're clear.
Cool. Awesome sauce.
All right, everybody?
First segment down. How are you guys feeling? Good. What did you guys think of the House overruling the gun rule story? Yeah, that is good. When I first saw that, and we talked about that on air, it was written so badly that it was even applicable to veterans. So if there was like a veteran receiving any sort of disability benefit at all whatsoever, that they would be included under this rule. That's how. Yeah. That's nationwide.
Nationwide.
Yeah, nationwide. Yep. That was one of the 23 orders that they instituted. He did that right about the time they commissioned that report from the CDC, the one that showed that carrying firearms is a good deterrent to crime, that they never talk about. Yeah, I know, because they never commissioned studies, But yeah, I'm glad that they did that because I think that, and they didn't really talk about it. Some of these steps that they've done were publicized, but some of them were just really nasty and very subversive, and that was one of them. It was definitely one of them. So here's the other thing I want you guys to think about. So coming up at the bottom of the hour, Lady Gaga is going to be doing the halftime show. Maybe that's some people's bag. That's not mine. Just not into that very much. I mean, she's a great singer. I'm not going to take none away from her. She's a good performer. Who was it that... Oh, Mike thought she was good looking back there. You did.
Yeah, without...
Was that with the meat dress? No. Was it with the meat dress? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we had fun with that joke last night.
Yeah. So I just think that there are some better acts that... I mean, if we're going to have a Super Bowl halftime show... There are obviously some
you mean
better
acts that won't lecture you during their performance?
That's the other part of the story. Thank you. She's going to be lecturing everybody. And I just, when you're drinking beer and eating wings, the last thing that you want to do when you're watching football is to be lectured at by some chick. I'm just, no. You're just trying to have fun, and enjoy yourself. And you don't want to, So I have a list of 5. And you cannot have any more than 5 because that makes it harder for you. You have to really edit it down. So think about it. Because that's one of the things I'm going to throw out to you guys. I'm going to ask you your top 5 acts for Super Bowl halftime show.
You know what? We'll have a wireless mic, too, if you want me to go out in the crowd and actually...
I'm going to give mine. Kane's going to give his.
You guys don't mind being on the air, right? Do you care about that? If you don't care, I'll come out there with a mic and get you on the air.
I only have 2 rules. No disco. Nothing disco.
Nothing. No disco.
No disco. And, ABBA's considered disco.
Totally
They're
disco.
great musicians. I just can't. And I'm not even going to say about Nickelback. I'm not even going to say anything.
No, there's no disco there, but...
No, they're sad, so that's why I'm not saying nothing. Look. I might excuse you guys now because you're here.
Have Nickelback done a halftime show?
There you go.
No.
Look at this graph.
Look at this graph.
No, but there's some good ones. I would love to see that kind of, and there should be more pyro and like
always more
jets
pyro.
And stuff. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Giant American flags, pyro, jets. Yeah.
Right. So we'll get into all that. So think about it. Huh? Yeah, I know. Well, did you see what Slayer did? They put a picture with Trump on their official Instagram.
Yeah, they
page.
Photoshopped Trump into
I think they were fighting with
band
each other
photo.
because one of them took it down and the other one put it up. And then James Hetfield got all mad. He was having somebody asked him a gun control question. I forget what magazine it was. And he got all mad
Probably
and
Rolling
was
Stone.
like, "This is why I left California, because you guys suck." And he's like, "I moved to Aspen." And everyone's like, "But Aspen, though, you know, it's like L.A. in the mountains. But you went to Aspen?" So, fun stuff. But we'll get into all of that.
1 minute.
Huh? What? I haven't even been on Facebook. I hasn't even been up there. It might be slow in posting sometimes. I'll check. I don't even see it up there. Did it post? Sometimes it may not. You know why? Russian.
Oh, the Russians, yeah.
Russians.
It's clearly the Russians.
It's like they're literally Hitler. Can't even.
30 seconds.
Yes, sir. So let's come in with...
Stand by, guys.
Okay.
Bothers you and you're
Let's come in with
chronologically
14.
challenged like I am, you
Play
can go to
14
our
coming up.
website, americashealthcareadvocate.com. There's lots more information there. Once again, americashealthcareadvocate.com. That website, americashealthcareadvocate.com.
Connect with Dana at DanaRadio.com. The Dana Show.
Our allies, a lot of people taking advantage of us, a lot of countries taking advantage of us, really terribly taking advantage of us. We had one instance in Australia. I have a lot of respect for Australia. I love Australia as a country, but we had a problem where, for whatever reason, President Obama said that they were going to take probably well over 1,000 illegal immigrants who were in prisons, and they were going to bring them and take them into this country. And I just said, why? I just wanted to ask a question. I could ask that question of you, why?
I have a question. That was Trump talking about his convo going on with the Australian Prime Minister. So here's my question. The United States, like everyone's acting like the U.S. is like we're all big jerks because Trump was saying, well, why are we taking like 1,000 of these refugees from Australia when we really are having difficulty in vetting them? How are we doing this? And then no one's asking Australia why they're wanting to get rid of them. Like, we're the jerks, but Australia's the one who's like, are you guys going to take these 1,000 refugees? Because we don't want them here anymore. Are you taking them now? But we're the ones who are jerks. Why are we getting the bad end of that deal? Kane, why are we getting the bad end of that?
We're Americans? I have no idea. Well, I have no clue.
You know why?
Why?
We're literally Hitler.
That's what it is.
It's probably what it is.
That's what it is.
I'm just saying. I can't figure that out. Doesn't that seem like that's a little bit unfair? All we're saying is, okay, has their origination, where they're coming from, their associations, has all of that been verified? Like, are they vetted? That's not, I do that to people coming into my house. If I see somebody that I don't know coming up to my house, wouldn't you do the same thing? Why don't people look at it like it's in that specific context? And all of the people who are lecturing, I just want to go, how many people have you taken in? Seriously. No, but Australia is the one that's getting a pass on it. And they've taken just as many as we have at this point. But why are they, well, here's your 1,000. You need to take these guys. They're in Australia where, Australia's a free country, right? They're gun laws. Well,
Yeah,
they're better now. They're better now than they were in 1996.
1 minute.
But,
yeah.
What did you call it?
The prison continent.
But they got wallabies there.
Yeah, they're in prison.
That's like literally all I can say. That's my only time when my Australian accent comes out. I don't know. But it just seems like we're getting the rough end of the deal on that. Coming up, Lady Gaga is going to be performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. And the story was out. She's going to be lecturing people. The story, Mediaite has this story where she was asked to not get political during her Super Bowl halftime show. But she said at a press conference that she was going to talk about inclusiveness, inclusion. That's what she wants to talk about, inequality, at the Super Bowl halftime show. When we come back, top 5 better halftime acts. Stick with us.
You're clear.
Thank you, sir.
All
All right, all right.
Yeah.
We're going to address it. You know why there's a Starbucks cup up here right now? Because 2 reasons. I forgot my Super Beets, number 1. I forgot my Super Beets, number 1. Number 2, there is no other coffee around me that I can get that don't have a skirt on it. Like everyone's like, would you like a caramel Oreo cookie milkshake macchiato with like sugar extra? I don't want to have diabetes. Or they would be like, would you like a double shot diabetes with whipped foam top half soy latte? I don't even know what that means. I've never even heard of them. What?
See, look at
What?
this.
I just literally this half of the room just about ready to have a fit. Never heard of them. Like these, it's over roasted beans, I'm dying a little inside with every sip, but it's black coffee. I just want black coffee, black and bitter, like my heart. Yeah. Are they around here?
I work over on Airport Way with Ron Tolman, and there's one right there.
We will hit that one. Okay, we will hit that one.
Wow.
I can only imagine what people are saying on Facebook. I feel like I should write.
It's product placement. We should find other products
I
just
paid
to
for it.
place.
I don't ever
up
do
here.
boycotts. I don't
See
ever
how many
do boycotts.
How many people can we really piss
I don't
off?
like feeling like I'm getting bossed around.
It is worth mentioning, though, that Starbucks implemented a veteran hiring program last year.
They did. They had let me get, so first off, like, if people want to hate on Starbucks for whatever reason, go ahead. I mean, their CEO seems like a total doucher. I mean, I'm like, hate on them all you want to. I have no problem with that. But because I've seen it and I actually addressed this on Facebook just while I was on the flight yesterday. People were saying, well, they don't hire veterans, and they said that they're going to hire 10,000 refugees, and they're not going to why not hire veterans first? I'm like, okay, well, it's 10,000 refugees worldwide that they're hiring. And I get what you're saying. I totally do. But the argument that they were making was that they didn't hire any veterans. I actually know veterans' families and veterans who are employed. One of them manages a Starbucks near where I live in Dallas. And they hire military spouses. They have a whole program about it. They had a goal of hiring 10,000 by like something in 2018. They've hired over 8,800 veterans and military spouses so far. So I'm like, look, if you want to hate them because their over roasted beans suck and because it's overpriced and because their macchiatos just kill your soul, that's totally fine. Hate that. But to say that they weren't hiring veterans, to me, it seems weird to me to just, blast all the other media for spreading fake news and then simultaneously turning around and me spreading or encouraging the spreading of that false narrative. Because I think that I don't hate them because of that, and I'm definitely not going to go around and say, you guys don't hire veterans when they do, because then I'm jeopardizing veterans' jobs, and those veterans' families are depending on it, and they're not responsible for what the CEO says. But they do hire veterans, and so that's how I look at it. And legit, it was like the only coffee place that was around me, and the coffee that was in my hotel was no. Yeah, I'll totally will. We'll stick up. What's your name? Stephanie, it's nice to meet you. You don't have to sit in the back, Stephanie. Why are you sitting in the back for? She gave me 2 books. Can she sit up here? You want me to sign? I'm signing these for you later, right? Yeah. Let's do that. I'm going to sit them up here, and I'll be like, Stephanie. There you go. Thank you, Stephanie. Bumper. Marty, so let's come in for music. Can you get me some of my, give me some like Suicidal Tendencies, give me like Rain of Blood, give me some.
Seriously? You want Slayer?
Well, no. Like I want to have examples of them. I'll set it up so you're gonna have time. Let's come in with let's do. Oh, I don't know what I want to do. Let's do Ministry, Lay Lady Lay. Seal to play. Thank you. That's actually a really good cover. I mean, Ministry's, their political views suck out loud. But that's a really good Bob Dylan cover. And I hate Bob Dylan except for that song. I love that song. I think it's a great cover, and you can be wrong, and that's okay. It's totally fine. I'm comfortable enough with that. Are you? Okay. You're so wrong. You're as wrong as Al is in his politics.
Hey, everybody.
I dressed professional for everybody today, by the way. See that?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
means business.
I have the Dana look today.
You have a Dana look today? What are you wearing, Marty?
I'm an all black.
Yeah, baby. Well, I wore because I was worried that if it was going to be on camera, that literally I would just be like a disembodied head. So I thought maybe I should wear something that's not black. This is like the only other color I have besides I have one red dress and one yellow that they made me get for TV, and that's it. So I did this so I'm not a disembodied head. See, I was thinking, like, look at that. Look at me. I was thinking like a TV person. Yeah. Does it?
30 seconds.
So it looks
Seriously?
Like, it looks like flesh? Is that what it looks like?
Goodness. Do we have that Gaga audio? How do you even name yourself that? How do you even get that name?
I thought for the longest time that wasn't her name. That was like a sound effect.
Did I dress the Starbucks drama appropriately? Did you have that? Is it up on the YouTube
15,
site?
stand by,
Which
guys.
site do you have it on, Chris?
Big says exercise or physical activity should have a
Official?
family component too. For more
I don't see
information,
it.
talk with your doctor or visit mayoclinic.org.
Or maybe I don't.
Chad Benson Show. The Dana Show.
This is Rockstars.
Radio America.
Did you want to come in with any audio?
If it's happening, Dana's on it.
It's on.
The Dana Show.
So for those individuals who missed our amazing Facebook Live discussion, which, by the way, you can go to Official Dana Loesch. We're broadcasting live here. It's the Skype Live studio. We're in Portland. We're visiting some of our very good friends over here at KXL and KUFO, our awesome affiliates who have been so kind. Everybody's been so cool. We actually have a studio audience this time. I'm not lying to you. We have a real studio audience. Every other time we've lied. So someone was asking me, and then don't forget, I asked you about your top 5. Well, I'm going to be coming to you guys. So somebody was asking me, Dana, you on Facebook Live in the comments, Dana, you have a Starbucks cup on the table. Yes, I do. I do have a Starbucks cup on the table. Do you want to know? 3 quick answers, and then I really want to get into the top 5 acts. The audience, we already had this. We already we're talking about this. Number 1, I forgot my super beets, and I need some pick me up. Number 2, I cannot do coffee with a skirt. I can't do coffee where it's. I don't even know how to order. I don't know. I think they make it up. I think they just go, I'll have a half soy whipped cream, and then they okay, and I think they make it up. I just want black coffee, and I'm dying because this is so over roasted. My soul is rotting away, and it's just I'm dying. My soul is shedding real man tears. It's so over roasted. And then the third one is that I don't do boycotts. I never have. I hate the feeling like I'm being bossed around. I cannot stand that. I don't like to be bossed around. I do what I want. I don't like it. And the other thing, and I talked about this on my Facebook page, I don't care if people want to hate on Starbucks because their coffee is overpriced or it sucks or because they think the CEO is literally Hitler. I don't care why people dislike it, but I've seen so much stuff where people have been saying, well, they're going to hire 10,000 refugees and they're not hiring any veterans. What is wrong with you, Starbucks? And I see this all over the place. And they're hiring 10,000 refugees worldwide. And I get it. I get the questions. I get it. Blah, blah, blah. Set that aside. But to say that they're not hiring veterans is not true. They've hired over 8,800 as part of a huge veterans and military spouses program that they have, where their goal is to do up 10,000. And then after that, I mean, obviously they're still going to hire more. 10,000 veterans by 2018. I know veterans and families who work there, military spouses who work at Starbucks. So, they hate them for all those other things, but don't say that they're not hiring veterans because, I don't want to endanger a vet's job or a military spouse's job, and they're just trying to keep food on the table and lights on the same as everybody else. We cannot be like the people that we criticize, and I can't come up here and be like, oh, fake news, how dare you. Guys, did you hear Starbucks isn't hiring veterans? I can't do that because then I'm a total doucher too, and I don't want to do that. All right, so that's why I got it, and I hit it because Stephanie gave me my own books that I'm going to sign for her. Super nice for you, Stephanie. I'm going to give you my cousin Eddie wink. I'm going to sign real nice for her here after the show. So I asked everybody on one of the breaks because Mediaite has a story, And I don't have a dog in this fight in Super Bowl. Dem boys were knocked out way early. My Cowboys, I was there. I cried. It was sad. There were actually like men crying when we were leaving the stadium. And then a tornado came and it was like everybody was crying. But Lady Gaga is performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. She's a great performer. She has a great voice. She has superb vocal tonality. She has great control over her voice. I'm just not into it. But then at a press conference a couple of days ago, they asked her, because she had been told, don't make a political statement. Oh, please, for the love of all things holy, don't make a political statement. So what is she going to do? She's going to make a political statement. But then some people were telling me, Dana, she's going to be talking about inclusivity. It's not a political statement. In the context that she will likely deliver it, and I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt, I'll probably be proven wrong. Yes, it's going to be a political statement. Can we just have wings and beer and watch some good commercials and watch some football can we seriously have one sector of something that is not politicized? I work in politics. I love it. I actually like talking with people who totally disagree with me, and it's like a fun Tetris game to find out where we have common ground. But I also would like to have an escape. Wouldn't you all? Wouldn't you all like to sit down and watch some football and eat some wings?
Yes.
Or unless, I don't know if y'all are vegan. Like, do they do tofu with the wing sauce? I don't know. But, I mean, and you just, like, don't want to be lectured to? So anyway, she's going to do that. And everyone on Twitter is like, I'm going to change the channel. This is why the NFL needs to bring me on, Kane. Like, the RNC needed Dana to make the RNC great again.
Yeah.
Like, because the rollout, it could have been way better. They need me to plan the Super Bowl halftime show. So I came up with a list. And Marty, help me out here if you have any of this prepared. I came up with a list, and I cheated and gave myself 2 bonuses. You can have a bonus of top 5 better Super Bowl halftime acts. Now, I don't care what politics are. If you can be cool, and I'm cool with you being cool, and we can just play and enjoy the music, and you don't have to, like, preach, to me, that's awesome with me. I'm fine with that. So I have, and this is not in order of like number 1's the winner, but top 5 better Super Bowl halftime acts. Kane, I want to get yours.
Okay.
If you're on Twitter, hashtag Dana Radio, because I want to see yours. If you're on Facebook, under the comments on the Facebook Live video section, I want to see them, and then we're going to ask our audience. So here are mine. Are you ready?
Yes.
Top 5 better Super Bowl halftime acts. So my number 1, Megadeth, Metallica, Ted Nugent, Slayer, Black Label Society with Zakk Wylde.
Wow.
And then my 2 bonuses are, one of these totally doesn't fit, Suicidal Tendencies, and then Miranda Lambert. It totally doesn't
So these
fit.
can be fictional, right? These
No, they're real.
all of these have played the halftime show.
No, they've never all played the halftime
Okay, I
show.
was
I'm just
gonna
saying,
say.
if I could pick who's going to play the halftime
All
show,
right, see,
Kane.
because I went through who already has played, like who already has performed at the halftime show.
Oh, you
and
did?
Of who's
Okay.
already performed.
All right, Kane, let me hear your
I
list.
Put a list together. So
Okay.
I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Bruno Mars comes in at number 5 for me.
Oh, he was good. I mean, he was real good. He can dance.
Beyonce comes in at number 4. Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, who doesn't remember the wardrobe malfunction? I mean, come
Really?
on.
You picked them?
Oh my God, yes. That's the most memorable one for me.
Justin Timberlake's a good performer.
Yeah, he really is. I do actually like.
I like Janet Jackson from her Rhythm Nation 1814 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff. And Prince at number 2.
Oh my
I
gosh,
thought
she's
Prince
good.
did a fantastic job, and then my number 1 has to be U2. I saw U2
Yeah, they were
perform.
great. What, no, wait, I'm sorry. Did you miss? When did you say Rolling Stones? Because you
Oh no, I
did I
didn't.
miss that.
I didn't. Actually, I had a bonus one. Michael Jackson.
Rolling Sto-
Michael Jackson.
Oh,
is the
they're
bonus
so they're not even in your bonus.
No, they're not.
What if you had a
Rolling
second
Stones.
bonus?
I would say, gosh, I wouldn't say
Probably
Madonna. I wouldn't say Madonna. I don't know what I didn't think of a second bonus. Maybe.
Rolling Stones, maybe.
All right, we'll put Rolling Stones.
Okay, I was just
That's
wondering.
Fine.
Can't even believe that's like.
That's fine.
I mean, that would have been one of my bonuses. But if you're going by who already played,
Yeah.
then that makes sense. So those are my. I just think
So this is like
Ted
your
Nugent would
fantasy
be
list.
great. Metallica would be epic, and James Hetfield, he's like a pro gun guy. That would be pretty cool. Suicidal Tendencies would just be fun. Zakk Wylde would be amazing. Megadeth would be amazing. Miranda Lambert puts on a good show. Those are, and I know, but she's outlaw country. I don't like any of the pop country. I'm going to make everybody mad. And then I'm going to ask you guys, get ready because I'm going to come out to you and hear what you guys are going to say. I said, what, it was one show, and I said one thing about Luke Bryant, and I had some chick go off on me. It was like, are you, like, almost as if it was his mama or something. I don't know, because that sort of defense is only put out there by somebody's mama. I don't know. I'm just saying. So we have a wireless mic. We're in studio.
Yeah, we do. As a matter of fact, get Marty's list, and then
Marty,
I'm going to get the...
While we get the mic ready, Marty, what's your list, man? What's your list? Your top 5 better Super Bowl acts.
Okay, I did like you did, and people that haven't performed, and I have in no particular order. I have Carrie Underwood, Guns N' Roses.
Okay, that was good.
Foo Fighters, Metallica also, and then
Marty.
I have to stay loyal to my girl, T Swift.
T Swift.
You have to stay loyal to your girl.
You know me and T Swift. You know how we are. I got to stay loyal.
She's a good performer. All right, I'm not going to judge you too hard. Marty had ham steak for the first time ever this year, so I'm not going to judge him too hard.
He is Jewish.
Your bathrobe from LL Bean, by the way, is back ordered. It's so back ordered. It's all right.
It's still coming.
Yeah, everybody wanted the Macbeth played, so it's.
How's my ham radio?
It's with his order.
Okay, just checking.
It's with his order. So we're going to ask Kane. Kane is, I mean, we actually have we always lie usually, and we're like, our studio audience. No, we really do have one today. And we ask them, what are your top 5 better Super Bowl halftime acts?
Excellent. So here in the Skype Live studio, what's your name?
Tyler.
All right, Tyler, your list.
All right, so some good old American rock and roll here. I got Foo Fighters, Five Finger Death Punch, in no particular order. Metallica, Gotta Steal From Your List, Tool, and Shinedown.
Interesting.
I like these fantasy lists.
Yeah, these are good lists.
Who else has a list?
Who
Anybody?
else got a list?
What's your name?
Hunter.
All right, Hunter, what's your list?
Okay, so this one I just added is Muse. No order either.
Muse is good. That's a good one.
Muse, David Gilmour, Guns N' Roses, Avenged Sevenfold.
Yes, Avenged Sevenfold.
And Baby Metal.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Oh, that's perfect.
That's
He just
awesome.
became one of my favorite people.
Oh man, the list.
Baby Metal is like my awesome, like it's. They call it K-pop, but it's K-metal. We know the truth. That's
Hands
cool.
are going up. All
Okay.
right, what's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
All right, Stephanie, what do you have?
I only have 3. I
It's
have
okay.
Hank Williams Jr.,
Yeah.
Metallica, and System of a Down.
Yeah.
System of a Down.
Hank Williams Jr.
I've seen Miranda Lambert live, and she is amazing.
She's amazing.
Yes.
She's a big bro gun
Yeah,
girl
yeah.
too. Just saying. We got another guy behind you too, Kane.
Hold on. Let's come to
Top 5 better
What's your name?
Super Bowl halftime acts.
Samuel.
All right, Samuel, what you got?
I only got 3. My top one is Tenacious D,
Nice.
AC/DC, and
Yes.
Iron Maiden.
Yes, that's a good
Fantastic.
list. AC/DC with Johnson or Scott?
Oh, geez. Either would be fine
Bon
for me.
Scott or I know either one is good. Someone was asking me about Van. You guys want to hear a very unpopular opinion? Confess. Somebody was asking me like, "Why isn't Van Halen on this list? Where's Van Halen?" And then you get into really careful territory.
Yeah.
Because is it Sam or Dave? Now,
Right.
we're originally from St. Louis, Missouri. We live in Dallas now. We're from St. Louis, Missouri. And in St. Louis, I said one thing. I said like something so innocuous. I didn't like Sammy Hagar. And the Red Rocker, apparently that's like his adopted city. That was the first time I was ever drowned in hate mail because I said I didn't like him. And I thought, I just have never been into it. I mean, I like David Lee Roth so much better. He's so much more flamboyant and I like him better. So it'd be Van Halen with David Lee Roth. Yes. That's awesome. I loved your guys' list. None of you guys had any lists or you just liked all of ours? You liked all of ours? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. Oh, wait, he's got one. You just completely walked by this guy, Kane. You're just literally Hitler today. Literally Hitler. It's all right. Top 5 Super Bowl
All right, your top.
halftime
What's your name?
acts.
Harley.
All right. Oh, hey, I love
nice.
that name. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Okay, so I got Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Josh Turner, Metallica, and Jars of Clay.
Nice.
Jars of
That's
Clay.
a nice varied list. That's good. That's
Yeah.
really good. I like that.
Jars of Clay. That's a wholesome band, right?
I always think that our audiences just have like the best music taste. I really do. They have really good music taste. So I like these lists. These are good lists. We have a lot more in store. We got Florida Man coming up later on. I got some crazy Florida. I just say like all my affiliates in Florida, all of the listeners send me I think they try to find. I know Florida woman Amber, who's a regular listener, says I try to find the nastiest stories to embarrass you on air. And some of the stuff that she sends me, I can't even touch it. I can't. It's so bad. All right. So we have that. We have Today in Stupidity. We have a bunch of stuff to get into. In the meantime, though, so I'm drinking coffee today. This is like my 4th cup of coffee since Christmas break, though, in all honesty. And that's because I drink Super Beets, and I do. And everyone's like, gosh, Dana, okay, I'm so done hearing about beets, and you totally don't even drink it. I actually do, but I think that beets were made by Satan, and they were put into the earth to trick mankind and to make him feel horrible. I know that's a really great way to sell you on this product, right? But here's the thing. Super Beets, because we love science, right? We don't believe that the world's flat, and we do believe that we revolve around the sun, not the other way around. And there's also totally not a lot of nitrates in beets. Beets are loaded with them, even though they're awful and they smell like feet and vinegar. But they're loaded with nitrates. So how, if you hate beets as badly as I do, how do you get the nitrates? Because nitrates, 1998, 2 scientists did this whole study on it, and they won the Nobel Prize, which is like they actually won it. They weren't just handed it because they became president. They won the actual Nobel Prize because of their work. And they discovered that nitric oxide, because nitrates convert into nitric oxide, it makes your arteries wide and flexible, and it maintains healthy blood pressure, increases your circulation. And so the Super Beets people, because they are practitioners of science, they're like, how do we extract this and eliminate the taste? So they have this cold patented drying process that does the trick. 1 teaspoon. You can put it in yogurt. You can put it in a smoothie. All day energy. You can feel it in 20 minutes. Get a bonus 30-day supply free with your first order, regular or black cherry, which it actually tastes just like cherries. And you get the free book, Beat the Odds, that explains the nitrate stuff way better than scientist Dana here. And you get free shipping, money back guarantee. Numbers 1-800-664-5617, danashootsbeats.com.
You're clear.
Cool, cool.
Okay.
Oh, we got some other ones, real good ones. Oh, excellent. So coming up, Ben Shapiro is going to be on with us. So where Kane and I normally broadcast from, it's in Irving, Texas, and there was a kid who, you might have heard about him, he made a clock. He didn't make a clock.
The bomb clock?
He deconstructed a clock and put it in a pencil case. And it wasn't actually like, a legit actual clock. The school freaked out, and they were suing everybody, and they tried to sue Ben Shapiro because Ben Shapiro wrote a story on it. And he actually just won in court. The whole case was dismissed, and he got his lawyer's fees taken care of. So he's going to be joining us at the bottom of our next hour.
Yep.
So we'll talk to him about all that. That's crazy. Like, you can just even write, and it was dismissed because obviously he has free speech. He wrote an article about how it was unfounded, and he is an attorney, how their claims that so many people were libeling them and defaming them, how it was unfounded because everyone was simply sticking to the strict facts of the story. And they sued like everybody. That family was filing suits against everybody. Even if you were just some lowly blogger, they were suing you. And so he ended up, it was dismissed. So that's awesome. So we're going to talk to him. That'll be coming up. And then, did you put that link up on Facebook?
Yeah, it's in the
Oh,
in your
yeah,
text.
yeah.
The combo
Hey.
text,
Hey. Yeah, there we are. Cool. I love technology. How many of you guys have been in this space before? You have? What'd you come here for? Cool.
Sweet. Yeah, how many what kind of big acts have been in here already, or is this so new that it's still getting broken in, or what? How's the studio? Does anybody know? Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Bill Fletcher on Facebook is totally knocking you, Marty. He said T-Swift, barf.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
Yeah. He's totally knocking you. Bill Fletcher, I know you're watching. That's Marty's lady. Like in his mind,
Yes,
like
of
not
course.
really.
T Swift.
We're dating.
In T Swift's mind, Marty could be her man. You don't know. You never know.
She's from Philly area.
Oh,
we could-
what?
All right, what bumper you want coming in here?
That's a great question. I have no idea. Let me look. I was too busy reading the comments. Oh, let us do. Let's see here. Audio. This is literally what we mostly do on our breaks. Let's do. Gosh, this is a great. You know what? Let's do 21 because that's a great question.
21?
Yeah.
Copy that.
Chuck Todd, who is actually kind of making sense lately.
I know.
Somebody said, all right, so Wes said Ted Nugent, Toby Keith, Trace Adkins, 5-Finger Death Punch, Gretchen Wilson. Good. Illinois girl.
Wilson, huh?
Southern Illinois. That's a good one.
Some stories about Gretchen.
You heard some stories about Gretchen? You know, if Gretchen was watching Facebook Live, which she's probably not, she's going to be hearing you talking about
I
her.
know.
pretty sure she'd probably
Sorry,
kick
Gretchen.
your
I've heard
ass.
some stories.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she can put in the comments whether or not they're true.
Ooh, did you want to give a shout out to Shiloh?
Oh, yeah, the Shiloh Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shiloh Inn is still there doing their thing since the 70s.
I love it because I feel like I'm in Stranger Things.
Yeah, it feels like we're in an old retro TV show.
Like if Kubrick was reanimated and he was directing an episode of Stranger Things.
Right.
I would be in it right
if
now.
Stranger Things and The Shining
That-
got together.
Yeah, it's like old people clean. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a mean way, but like, you know how like my grandma was like super clean lady, and I mean it doesn't matter if something's old. It was so super clean. Like I feel like I could eat a sandwich off
Mhm.
the bathroom floor.
Right.
Not that I'm gonna do it, but if my sandwich fell there, I'd eat it.
Plus, it's a sandwich. So
And yeah, it's a sandwich, you know.
there's that. All right, did you say bumper or did you not?
Oh, I did not for what we're coming in with. Hold on.
Is Massive Attack okay? I already have that up.
Oh yeah, we can do Massive Attack. That's good.
Just because it's already on my board.
Cool, cool. There you go, Marty.
There I go.
All right, we're coming in with cut 21.
Okay, stand by,
I
guys.
picked some fun bumper music for today.
Is America's fastest growing performance brand. Data is calculated using the latest available year-over-year retail vehicle registrations. Dodge is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
I'm man-spreading.
Connect with Dana at danaradio.com. The Dana Show.
Let me ask you this. You see the 2 weekends in a row. One was a very well-organized protest. One was more spontaneous, but it was... and you ask yourself, where was this energy in the Democratic side in September, October, and November when it might have been useful to the Democrats?
You know, look, a big lesson coming out of this is we can't ever take a result for granted. And I think, look, a lot of the polling was off in this campaign. I think it was taken for granted by everybody.
True. No, maybe.
In the media
Yes and no.
and a lot of the prognosticators that Hillary was going to win. And I think some people thought, you know, I can just vote third party or I just won't show up and it didn't matter.
This is
I think
Clinton's
that's got to be a permanent lesson
campaign
for everybody for the rest of their
manager,
lives. We
Robbie
have
Mook.
to turn out.
Former campaign manager. Where was all this energy last year? Well, all the people that normally would have been excited were like scraping and trying to get by. I mean, this is what I've told people before. You know, because all my family, everybody thinks, oh my gosh, you're from the Ozarks, then all your kin must, you know, not only do you all share the same tooth and maybe, you know, uncomfortably more DNA than you'd like to admit, but aren't you all Democrats? And it's like, or Republicans? No, actually, they're most of them. I'm like the only independent conservatarian in my family. Like I'm, you know, everybody else is way Democrat. Everybody else in my family, but it's a union vote is what it is because they're mostly miners and auto workers, and so it's totally a union vote. But the thing is that I've been saying this: Democrats have been losing that base. Well, you guys saw the meeting. You guys remember the meeting with that Trump had with union leaders, and they came out and they said, "Oh my gosh, this was a great meeting." And I said on air, I'm like, Democrats need to be terrified right now because they're like going up into your party and stealing your base away from you. When people are worried about jobs and they're worried about manufacturing and they're worried about trade deals, the last thing that you do to persuade people to stay with you and to vote for you is to talk about anything that has nothing to do with it. Nobody wants to hear about bathrooms. Nobody wants to hear about pronouns. No one wants to hear about any of that stuff. They want to hear actionable things that are going to be done. And that was all that it was like that was dominating the general election. And I would even say to an extent, like the primary, at least on that side, because I remember almost every single debate that I saw and I had to cover all of them. And that's where the energy went. That's why there wasn't a lot of energy because people felt like I had people who have emailed and who have called into the program and that have been lifelong Democrats and union voters and blue collar workers. And they say that they feel like the party left them. The last time, and I was a
30
baby and most of you were like little bitty. I think the last time that we ever heard anything like that was when people left to vote for Reagan. And I'm not saying this is Reagan. but it's similar situation here. More coming up. Ben Shapiro is going to be joining us. We're broadcasting live from Portland, Oregon, KXL KUFO Skype Live studio. Official Dana Loesch. You can follow along on Facebook. Thank you, Marty.
We're clear.
All right.
I'm going to take my headphones off for a little bit.
Hour 1, kids.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Hour 1.
1/3 of the way through.
I'll be right
So
back, too.
CNN apparently just mixed up Faith Hill and Faith Evans.
Oh.
Like actually, literally, like it's for real. It said they were Faith Hill's releasing an album of duets with Notorious B.I.G. 20 years after his murder, and they have Faith Evans and then Notorious B.I.G. right there. I'm like, that's not the same Faith. Yeah, that's not the same Faith.
Wow.
Yeah.
CNN stands for Confirm
Right.
No News.
You know, the people there are, they're nice. They're super nice in that, and that had to have been. Like, the same person who wrote that was probably the same guy who, do you remember what was it when Kanye was on stage with Paul McCartney? And what was that like? That wasn't a Super Bowl halftime
Who allowed
show.
that to happen? I didn't see
It was
that.
a big event, and it was because I remember it was on one of the main networks, but Kanye was on, he was on stage with Paul McCartney, and everyone was like, who's this old guy? Like, he's being made so famous. Kanye's making him so famous. And like, man, I don't think that's how that works. That's not how that works. No. But what's this one that's coming up?
All right, so according to show sheet, we're going to pivot to, I'm just looking for audio for next hour here.
So this is what we have on deck. Oh, the Conway Bowling Green massacre, and
Okay,
then
we did play that audio.
Yeah,
already.
yeah. But
Quick fact.
we'll talk. We'll be able to talk about it here.
Okay, do you want to come in
And then
with
the
it
Rotherham, that story.
You want to come in with that audio?
Yeah. We'll come in with that. I
And
took my
Mike, we're good,
headphones off
or
right now,
whoever's
Marty.
behind the board, I didn't get your name, I'm sorry. Zach?
Very nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Zach.
thank you, Zach. And levels
And
look
thanks to
fine,
everybody
everything we're
here
sending
for
looks solid.
Facilitating this.
Yeah, they just said that it was low, but I want to make sure that whatever we're sending here is solid. So if that's the case, we're good.
Cool.
Now, did you want to come in with the Kellyanne Conway audio?
Yeah, we'll come in with that.
President Obama had a 6-month ban on the Iraqi refugee program.
And the level there is good too?
After
It's on 5, I think, is what he said.
Yeah.
2 Iraqis came here.
Or 4, maybe.
President Obama had a 6-month ban on the Iraqi refugee program.
And then I'm going to
after
segue out of
2
this for the terror attack that took place at the Louvre earlier today. Machete.
So Todd Hoffman still? Okay.
Guy with a, I don't know if it was one guy. He got stopped by police, but he was he was attacking people. He was a machete wielding terrorist. Yeah.
We need machete control. That's what we need.
Machete control now.
I don't know why we don't have it.
I
I
just-
know. Common sense
what-
machete control.
What didn't they? I thought they had like blade laws, like pretty strict blade
Oh,
laws.
yeah, like 2 or 3 inches or whatnot. You cannot carry any more than that. Remember, was it SHOT Show or was it CPAC a couple years ago where they gave out promotional little tiny knives, and I forgot that I had one in my pocket going through TSA, and they're like, "Oh no, you can't!" It was the worst thing in the world. It was like a 1-inch blade. Yeah, but they were like, "Nope, I couldn't put it in my bag. I couldn't do anything with it. They took it from me." I was like, "Well, it didn't cost me anything."
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, if it looks like a key, I guess that's a good thing. Yeah. That gives me an idea. How do I get my gun to look like a bag of fried chicken or something? That would be, you know what I mean? Like, that's a great
When we
idea.
were at SHOT 2 years ago. We were at SHOT Show 2 years ago, and we went through. There was a veteran-owned business, and they were trying to get it off the ground, and they were making pen, like really like super fancy pens out of spent shell casings, and going through, and they were looking at my bag and pulled it out, and they classified it as live ammunition. Not even kidding you. They told me
Yeah.
that I could take it on the plane if we packed it back up in the original box of shells. And I'm like, you realize this is a pin. It's a pin. There's no prime. There's nothing
Right.
in here that makes it a bullet. It's literally the casing.
It just looks
Didn't
like one.
matter. Didn't matter. Oh, these made you mad because you really liked these. They said they were bullet shaped. That makes it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it.
You might.
Right.
Right.
Those
yeah.
are all legal.
If you have
Hey,
a,
Marty.
you could do some real damage with a pen, like a steel chef pen or something. Please.
Yeah, it's goofy.
Yeah, it's TSA.
Ben also put on a "Make America Great Again" hat. He had to wear it on his whole show because he
Why?
made a
'Cause
bet.
he made a bet?
Yeah, he made a bet. He said that Trump wouldn't pick anybody conservative, and
See, Glenn Beck thought the same thing too.
but Glenn didn't make a bet like Ben did,
No, he
which
sure
was
didn't.
funny.
Glenn just had to apologize on the air. That's all he had to do.
But yeah, it's so funny. By the way, Tim Marchman, the guy
Oh
who
yeah, where's he at? Where's he?
We're gonna have to put him on the back of a
1
milk
minute,
carton.
guys.
The guy from Deadspin. I almost forgot what he did.
He went out there and said everyone. He was attacking Cruz first, and then people.
Oh, because Cruz clowned Deadspin.
Yeah.
Right.
About the basketball,
Yeah,
whether
yeah,
or not
yeah.
he played basketball, and then it escalated quickly to him challenging people in the UFC ring.
And then the guy had a total meltdown, and then he was like, "All these dumb Cruz cucks, like none of them can even do a push-up. They wouldn't even walk into the octagon with me." And then Tim
30
Kennedy,
seconds,
who's our
guys.
friend, who's MMA champ, he's like, "I'm your Huckleberry when you want to go." And then Tim Marchman has been gone for over
We
a
haven't
week.
heard from Tim Marchman for 7 days on Twitter. It's amazing.
It reminds me, I should probably call him out.
Yeah, he only has like 10 or 11 tweets now on his feed.
10 seconds, guys. Stand by.
Just like the horses do.
Go to lensofliberty.org.
Are we gonna come with the Kellyanne
You won't
Conway
believe
audio?
what you
Right.
hear.
Well-being check on Tim Marchman. Oh my gosh.
The Dana Show.
Honestly, this is it. This is it.
I just love listening to your show. It makes me feel so informed.
That's what I'm talking about.
If it's going on in the news, Dana is on it.
Freedom is bare bones, straight no chaser, limited government, take care of yourself, stay out of everybody else's life, the government stays out of your life, enjoy the fruits of your labor, and when you screw up, you got to deal with it. That's
Seems
freedom.
obvious,
Taking the big news of the day seriously, but not much else.
Liberty-doo-dah, here's your participation trophy.
The Dana Show.
President Obama had a 6-month ban on the Iraqi refugee program after 2 Iraqis came here to this country, were radicalized, and they were the masterminds behind the Bowling Green massacre. I mean, most people don't know that because it didn't get covered. President
Well, okay, so we should have a little discussion about this. I just checked on memorandum again, and it's, well, actually, no, because Trump just announced that they're going to undo Dodd-Frank, which was the Obamacare for the economy. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, hold up. Wait a minute, what? What? Undoing Dodd-Frank? What? Did you guys ever try to buy a house? And by the way, really quick, just to, to handle some stuff, we're broadcasting live here in Portland, Oregon, KXL, KUFO, our awesome affiliates out here. And we're at the Skype Live studios here at KXL, which is very cool. And they're being so gracious and accommodating to us. And they're just completely tolerating us complaining about how cold it is because there's so much more BA than we are being able to handle the cold. And we have a live studio audience, which is awesome. We so appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, I'm going to come back to the Dodd-Frank thing because
That's huge, actually.
Yeah.
Huge. What'd I say?
I feel that's the kind of stuff when you sit here and you're like, Dana, I'm going to undo Dodd-Frank. And then I just sit here and go, oh my gosh, are we going to become best friends? Like, what's happening here? Have you ever tried, like, buying a house before and after Dodd-Frank was like night and day. Buying a house before Dodd-Frank, yes, here, look, I can pay this. This is what I qualify for, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to sign some things. buying a house after Dodd-Frank, we're going to need part of your kidney. You're going to have to sign approximately 50 pounds of paperwork, go through all this stuff. And so much of it was just bureaucracy. And it didn't do anything. There's no demonstrable effect. And we'll get into that later on. Because that's one of the things Dodd-Frank was like, it was a bomb that was dropped into the economy. But we'll get into all of that. This audio soundbite, though, with Kellyanne Conway. A couple of things here. So this is in response. She was having a conversation with MSNBC's Chuck Todd, and it was in context of the executive order concerning the temporary moratorium. Because just to clarify again, there's already a 120-day waiting period for every single country. And what the executive order was doing is adding 90 days for just 7 specific countries, which I agree. I thought including the green card thing, and that was Steve Bannon, by the way. Long story. Including the green card thing was not good. But that wasn't, from what I understand, that wasn't what Priebus and Trump and Pence had actually come up with. That was something that the lowers down were implementing. And then it ended up getting revoked because it made James Mattis, who's SecDef, it made him angry too because you had all these Iraqi interpreters that were really helping out our troops in the field. They were unable to come over, and Mattis is going, whoa, hold up. This is how we were protecting these guys. This is how we were getting intel. This is how we were protecting our soldiers' lives overseas because we were getting information from them as to the movement and whereabouts of these terror groups. We need to make sure these guys are protected. So that ended up getting ironed out, thankfully, because credit where it's due, criticism where it's due. We're not in a monarchy. So I didn't like that. I thought the executive order, I understood the 90-day additional period because there were no established relationships with those countries. And that's the only reason why Saudi Arabia wasn't on that list, is because we actually have a system that has been in place for like 6+ years where we can submit a name and we can cross-check with any intel that they have. So I get that. Still would have put them on there. Anyway, so what she's talking about is in reference to what former President Obama did in 2011. And that's when you had 2 guys, just to make a long story really short, not to get in the weeds, they found IED, which killed some of our guys over, I believe it was in Iraq, found IED shards, and they were running, because it's really rare. Normally, you're not able to get that sort of forensic evidence. You're not able to get forensics like that, pull fingerprints off of something. And they found these fingerprints. They were able to trace this back to these 2 dudes in Bowling Green, Kentucky, that were radicalized and were just chilling in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So that's when they came in, took these guys into custody, and that's what prompted President Obama, former President Obama, to implement this 6-month moratorium on those who would be coming from Iraq. And it was slightly different from the current executive order in that it was 6 months, number one, so it was longer. It was one specific country. And I think this was also before, it's 2011, I think this was before we had that system set up with the current Iraqi government, which is a puppet government, but I digress, with that current operation there. And so it's for all of the people who got really mad about the 90-day period. And again, I give, and I think we have common ground that if you're a green card holder, which they're vetted, that's fine. I don't want to lecture people and say, you got to come into the country the right way and you got to do it our way. Yeah, we all agree. But then simultaneously be like, screw you, you did it the right way. I mean, that doesn't, but where were those people? That's what I don't understand. Because it was a 6-month moratorium ban. I could say ban.
You can, yeah.
And it doesn't help when you have Sean Spicer going out there and he says it's not a ban and then tweets it, it's a ban.
And Trump said it was a ban too.
Well, I mean, because he says that. I mean, that's just how he is. He just says that. I mean, it was a moratorium. You could even, it was a temporary ban even. It was a moratorium, but it wasn't like an all-out, nobody gets to come in ever. But then that goes back to, I look at it like this. When they're all trying to get Kellyanne Conway on this. Look at this Trump whore. Look at this. Honestly, swear to heaven, I saw somebody was like, and this was somebody who was with, I think, more of a opposite us leaning entity that was saying this stuff. Like, can you believe she's saying this? And they were calling her like the new Baghdad Bob and all this stuff. So one thing to get right about this, there were 2, I guess 2 makes a sleeper cell. 2 makes a sleeper cell. Yeah, I would say it does. You have 2 guys who were actually radicalized, who had already been linked to an attack that killed some of our servicemen. Okay. take them into custody. That's a real and present, that's a clear and present threat right there. There wasn't, the massacre from Bowling Green was overseas. It wasn't in Bowling Green. The massacre was from the IED on which their fingerprints were found. So there's the massacre. Was it in Bowling Green? No. But it was overseas. If people want to get like very specific with it, it was overseas. It was where our troops were. It was against our soldiers. So that's where you could say, if you wanted to use the term massacre, that's where it took place. These guys were apprehended in Bowling Green, Kentucky, which then brings up the question, how did they get into Bowling Green? And what documents did they use to get in Bowling Green? Because apparently one of the things that I've seen reported is that those were fraudulent. So how do you check a fraudulent document? That's the other thing. So this is what everyone wants to focus on, her saying that there was a massacre in Bowling Green. Well, she said there was a massacre in Bowling Green, and there wasn't, so there's no story about Bowling Green. That's not how it works. Now we're playing a game of semantics. And at what cost? Public safety? Just so you can say that she was wrong? Okay, so she was wrong. There wasn't a massacre in Bowling Green. Were there 2 terrorists who were in Bowling Green? Hell yes. So what do you win by saying she was wrong? That's the whole point. I'm so tired of the semantic stuff. Everybody on both sides, everybody does this. And, you know, I'm the person that will immediately, like, come at your throat, like, you know, when you're wrong on the internet, for crying out loud. But the thing that gets me is that this is a conversation now about public security. You know, I don't want to be blown up if I go to, you know, the theater. I haven't seen Resident Evil yet. I don't want to go and see Resident Evil and be worried about, you know, some Allahu Akbar stuff happening. I don't want to go to the mall, which I don't go to the mall. I order my black T-shirts and then off Amazon. But say I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I wanted to? What if there's a store? Dana, there's a brand new store. It's not as stupid as Hot Topic, but they do sell all black clothes. What if I wanted to go there? I don't want to get blown up. You want to get blown up?
I don't want to get blown up.
No, so it comes about a discussion where it's on public safety. And while she was wrong in that there was a massacre in Bowling Green, there was a massacre. I mean, our soldiers were affected. So can both sides now say, okay, all right, let's go ahead and kick it in a quick 5.
It's a 1:15, and time for Dana's Quick 5.
This has to be an interesting position. So I'm not a fan of the United Nations. I haven't been since my midlife crisis when I was 19. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. I just don't get it. They got like prime real estate in New York City. Have you all ever been by the UN building in New York? It's like right there by the road. It's like prime real estate, huge amount. I'm like, that's worth millions and millions there. Nikki Haley is the new United States ambassador to the UN. She was there condemning Russia's aggressive actions, according to Mediaite. Her first public remarks there. She was discussing just some of the actions for Crimea and the people of Ukraine. And she said sanctions against Russia will remain in place until Russia returns control over the peninsula to Ukraine. Well, I guess, can people say Russian hackers anymore and benefit? You know, I would just think like if you were in with the Russians, you probably wouldn't be sending your ambassador to go and like dress them down. That's me. Moving on down the line. What else do we have? Ooh, Sheriff David Clark hit with a civil rights lawsuit after an airport incident and a snowflake meme. This is from Law News by Dan Abrams. So what happened is, and I love David Clark, by the way. He's a good guy, and he's got an amazing collection of cowboy hats, just FYI. There was this a guy named Dan Black, and he is filing suit against Sheriff Clark. He says that Clark confronted him on a flight and asked him if he had a problem, but the two allegedly had no further interaction during the flight. I'm sorry, can I stop that right now? Are you legit telling me that you're going to sue somebody for that? Now, if, from what I remember, this was the guy who was trying to start something on a plane, and Sheriff Clark was like, "Hi, I'm a sheriff, stop it." And that was pretty much it. And so the guy wants to you can't do that stuff on planes. You can't get into this aluminum tube, or for the British, aluminium tube, and try to start something with people. That's just not how that works. I think this will probably be dismissed. But the sheriff said that they don't comment on pending litigation, blah, blah, blah. But to me, that seems kind of silly. All right, here we go. This is interesting. Mediaite. Someone is hacking terrestrial radio stations and making them play redacted Donald Trump on a loop. It is, let's see. The Verge first reported it. They said radio stations around the country have been hacked and playing the song, but not on purpose. I didn't even know you could hack a radio station. Or wait, are they hacking, I guess, like the software that hurricane?
I think there's emergency alert systems that go on. That's the only thing that can really breach programming. I'm not sure.
I'm
what
like,
they're
this
doing.
is this like you left your Facebook open and I remarked on it. I hacked you.
Yeah. I don't think this what's going on. I call BS on this one.
You call BS on that
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? We have an audience. Fireworks USR. You're not the guy hacking all those radio stations, are you? I'm kidding. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. Marty's trying to tell me that we have to go to break, but I might make you wait for 1 second, Marty. Mediaite, this last story, Politico runs an anti-Trump op-ed, doesn't disclose that the author of the op-ed was actually Hillary Clinton's press secretary, Brian Fallon. Kind of important, I would think. Just maybe disclose it. That's all I'm saying. All right, folks, Valentine's Day is coming up. Our friends at Proflowers, who love to bring you free radio, who doesn't love free things? Proflowers is going to make it easy. I actually sent all of my bouquets like this because when I was younger, my mom was like, carnations are horrible. Don't send carnations because it's the laziest flower to send. She was Southern. I don't know. It's a thing. But if you want to go and get a great bouquet and you don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it and you want to make sure that it's guaranteed to arrive when it does, you need to check out Proflowers.com. This is fail proof. So right now you can get 100 blooms with a free glass vase for just $19.99 plus shipping and handling. And this week only, get chocolates with it for free. All you got to do, go to Proflowers.com, use my code DanaShow, pick your flowers, and you can check out within 2 minutes. Everybody has 2 minutes, right? Set the delivery date that you want, order it now, have it delivered on Valentine's Day to home or office. And I'm telling you, you will just sit back and look awesome on this. The only way to get this deal, though, 100 blooms, free glass vase, free chocolate, starting at $19.99. Go to proflowers.com. Click on the blue mic in the top right corner. Type in Dana Show. It's proflowers.com. Click on that mic. Type in my code Dana Show. You got to order today because this deal expires today. Perfect. Cool. All right. Yeah, the radio station thing is kind of funny. So we have Ben Shapiro who'll be joining us after, and then
Marty, did you get the email with the backup number on that too?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Did you guys hear about the Uber CEO who was going to be like on? He was on the Business Advisory Council and he had to leave because everybody was flipping out over Uber because when everybody was out in the street protesting the executive order, all the cab drivers, New York Taxi Commission. They said they were going to boycott too, and they weren't going to take anybody like to and from the airport. And Uber was still taking people to the airport, and so everybody got mad at Uber, and then they got mad at this dude because he was on the Business Advisory Council. I would just think like even if you disagree with somebody, wouldn't you still want to have a voice and be able to have that influence over them?
Plus, I'd still want transportation.
Wouldn't you still want? Yeah. Right. That's a good question.
That's
literally
Hitler.
Hitler.
Yeah,
it's
you're literally Hitler with
right.
that point of view. All that common sense is literally Hitler.
Mm.
Can you imagine if we did that 8 years ago? Can you imagine what would the backlash?
Yeah, I didn't agree with Obama, but I'm not like.
I had a job. So
I mean, I did a
that's
couple
kinda
of
the reason
protests,
why
but
I
I'm not
didn't
going to
do it.
like stop people from getting where they need to go and that. You know what I mean? And I still want to eat and go out and do stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to. I just don't like the people who protest. They're like, I'm just gonna not do anything fun in life. I'm just gonna protest. Stop it. Yeah, I know. At some point, that's gonna happen. At some point. Good grief. Let's do Black Crows. Yeah. Well, I only play a couple things. I'll play Assassin's Creed, and then I do Minecraft. And you guys want to hear something dorky? So for like 4.5 years, I've been working on this like totally reinforced city that I can protect against zombie attacks and that. Like, it's crazy. It's so, and it is actually really impressive. What? Yeah. No, I don't know that one. Oh, yes. I thought you were talking like with Minecraft. I'm like, wait a minute. No, did I miss something in Minecraft?
Terrestrial, it's out in space.
That's cool. Nice. You learn so much about
I know.
like geology. I
And
feel like I
chemistry.
could be a geologist just for Minecraft. See, that's really cool. That's a good
Right,
question.
exactly.
See, I could like mine with him.
Be a
'cause I
Gold Rush
play
Minecraft game. That would be awesome.
I don't have a sluice box or anything.
That would be sweet.
No, did you? I agree with that because this, what was it? They were doing this like test, and I don't know if it was in UK or if it was here in the United States, where they were studying.
1 minute.
Like our future doctors might actually be gamers because they have the hand-eye coordination to work with like the really nice equipment and to be able to do some of the more difficult stuff. And they did all these tests, and I know some people are gonna be like, that's the crazy.
All right, what
thing I've
bumper
ever
did you
heard."
want? Did you tell me what bumper you
Black
wanted?
Crows, yeah.
Black Crows, cool.
But it's true. I don't think that they cause violence, because I'm not like, I'm not going out and like beating people up, who are red coats and stuff. Yeah. Well, actually, I just go lift weights.
30 seconds.
That would be fun. I could make, because I could make I made a giant wall in Minecraft.
That's not bad.
I made a huge wall in Minecraft. Yeah. I'm like
Minecraft Mexico edition.
Well, I have places where my iron golems
Donation
can
today
come
to
out
the Little Rock
and go
Foundation.
in, and then I
Find
have
us on the web
I have
at
I made towers where
tlrf.org.
I can
You
fire
make a
flaming
difference.
arrows and do all that stuff. Yeah, totally. Don't laugh, man. Don't laugh.
Connect with Dana at DanaRadio.com. The Dana Show.
So coming up, we have Ben Shapiro, who cleaned Clockboy's clock in court. He's going to be joining us bottom of the hour. And then coming up, Kane, we got Todd Hoffman.
Yes, we do.
of
Gold Rush. Gold Rush.
Gold Rush. Now, we were talking about video games. I used to play Silent Hill when I was in college, and then I just couldn't be dedicated because it took a lot. The last thing I was playing seriously was Assassin's Creed. And then I was talking about Minecraft. And for like don't make fun of me, I swear to you guys out there, I'll find you. For like 3.5 years, I've been working on this whole like Minecraft, like reinforced village fighting zombies. And we were just like talking about strategies and defense tactics. And, I have like, it's all surrounded. Like I have a moat and then I have another moat of just iron golems. And it's crazy. I built a wall in Minecraft. I built a wall. And then when the zombies kept coming and when I would have other threats, I would build yet spiders in that. I'd build another wall and it just kept building it taller and taller. Anyway, Minecraft. But Chris had a really good suggestion when Todd Hoffman gets in here because he's a miner in real life. Do you think he Minecrafts when he's not mining?
Imagine like a miner in real life having their own edition of Minecraft, like the Gold Rush guys.
I think we just came up with a product
That would
for
be
him.
sweet. Like Minecraft, the Gold Rush edition.
But Mojang, who did Mojang sell? They sold it to Microsoft, so now he would have to go through Microsoft. Yeah, that was the only thing. My kids were furious when they sold that to Microsoft, and then they were saying like a bunch of stuff that I didn't understand what they were saying, like operating and all of this, and it just got really serious. And that's when I lost them. I'm like, you're like 9. Where's this coming from? Like, how do you know about this? Well, Mom, the OS is blah, 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 and that's all I heard. That's all I would hear. We have Florida Man also at the end of this hour, and Ben Shapiro will join us. Todd Hoffman will join us, and some of the other stuff we're going to touch upon, too. This Uber guy, the Uber CEO, Travis Kalanick, left the president's Business Advisory Council because some people got mad. They got mad, Kane.
Uh-oh.
They got mad because he was on the Business Advisory Council. And I would think that even if you disagree with someone, wouldn't you still want to be able to exert some influence? Why would you remove yourself from the game? Why would you just I don't like you, so I'm not going to try to affect change at all. Why would you do that? Doesn't make sense. When we come back, Ben Shapiro will join us. Don't go anywhere. At D-Lash on Twitter, official Dana Lash on Facebook.
You're clear.
Cool.
Oh, we missed the bumper music.
I know. I was like, we
ready
missed
to
that
jam
one.
out
We were all
there for a
waiting for that
second.
one guitar riff. It didn't happen. Good job there, Marty.
Where did Chris go?
I don't know. He
He
said
stepped out to
Todd's
the bathroom.
driving.
Yeah, he said Todd's driving. Well, he's going to have plenty of time. What?
Hey, what's that? Oh my gosh.
Dutch Brothers?
Yeah. Is that did you just give me a cup? Oh, really? This is Mike, who's my boss, by the way, guys.
That's awesome. There
He
it is,
sounds
boss
exactly like our associate producer in DC, Marty.
What happened?
Thank you. Yeah, because I'm drinking it really slowly.
He's
and
more
it's
like the
feeling
old
mostly
producer,
full.
Kevin, if you remember Kevin Connery.
I know, it's getting worse, but I'm trying to so bad. It's just awful. And I have this horrible taste in my mouth. It's just a bad, nasty taste. It's like Dale's cigar taste. I don't smoke a cigar, but every now and then I have a pipe where I'll have cherry tobacco, and that's my only vice. I'm
It's got
not a big drinker. Well, every now and then I'll have a scotch with it. Oh, that would be fantastic. But then
Of the tobacco, you mean? Yeah. That's sweet.
that would be a really good idea.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, that would be a great idea.
All right.
So,
Look at, remember we were talking about pens?
Hypixel. Do you know Hypixel? Somebody says that they play on Hypixel. Is it similar? Oh my gosh,
Damn.
thank you.
Is there a pot of it back there or something?
Oh my gosh, it smells so much better even. Thank you, Mike. Okay, this is not. That sounds serious. That's awesome.
Nice.
Smell of that
And
thing.
Bailey's? Yeah. I'd rather have the double shot of Bailey's.
Oh my
I
gosh,
think.
it smells way better. And I don't have to hide it.
Or take the 2 shots of caffeine and add 2 shots of Bailey's.
That's funny. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I want to drink it, but it's going to scald my face off. See, we don't have in Texas. And my grandpa, when he would make coffee, what is it they call it cowboy coffee or something? He would put the grounds in hot water and stir it up, and that's how he drank coffee. That's it. He'd never.
What's the difference between trucker coffee, pilot coffee, and cowboy coffee?
What?
The person who's drinking.
Oh, I thought I was really. Didn't you all think that you're gonna get a lesson
Yeah, I was
here?
gonna
We're
say.
this is fascinating. What is it?
Pilot coffee was from beans
What's
grown
this
at
pilot
20,000
coffee?
feet.
What is this? You know that Sig Sauer is making a P238 milk chocolate gun?
No.
I'm getting this for
You don't
Easter.
eat it barrel first, do you? Nobody.
That's horrible.
Nobody wants to do that.
I'm doing this right now. I swear to you, I will do it right now. Oh my gosh.
Are you seriously buying
Yes,
it?
I'm gonna order it.
Is it from Amazon? Or LL
Andy
Bean?
Courier. I'm gonna say I'm legit getting this next break. This is
But it's milk
Brook
chocolate, not
Lodick
dark
usually.
chocolate. Wouldn't you rather have
No.
dark chocolate gun?
Chris drinks a Lafroig, which puts hair on my chest.
Whoa.
It's like immediately will turn you, if you're a chick, it'll turn you right straight up into a man.
Mm.
It is, and it smells like someone took a Boy Scout campfire and made it into alcohol and put it into a glass. And when he drains the glass and leaves it empty sitting on the counter, it smells like a campfire. It is so smoky. But usually, Brook Lodick is about my favorite, just because it's a lot. Obviously single malt Elay, but it's a lot. There's a lot of caramel in it. It's a real nice caramely flavor, and I don't have as much of that peatiness in it. I don't know. I swear to you, I don't know how they can drink Lafroig. And Lafroig, interestingly enough, they would allow that during Prohibition because it was so nasty. People were like, "There's no way anybody's going to drink this," and they were saying that it was for medicinal purposes, and so they would they would allow Lafroig to be. And I mean, when you've had Lafroig, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like a campfire in a glass.
Yeah, it's pretty smoky.
I don't get it, but he's like, it's so good, and the notes of something. I think he makes it up. I swear to you, and it's all made up. I eat like a man. Don't apologize. That's why I have to lift weights. Real men have curves. See?
Sweet. That's good news for me.
There you go. No body shaming.
Jamming on that.
All right. So, Ben's funny. I'm going to ask Ben about his hat. You guys all know Ben Shapiro, right? Yeah, man, he was...
Speaking of which, is he on
even
yet,
after the,
Marty?
Even after the
Not yet.
Okay.
primary.
If he doesn't call in when we come in, I'll call him once the segment starts.
Right. Oh, a Texas boy lifted his toilet
1
lid
minute.
and found a rattlesnake hiding inside.
Right then.
Yeah, I don't like it when snakes like sound like
Stop.
musical
I hate
instruments.
snakes.
I don't mind a snake. Spiders I don't like
I
because
mind.
they can go places, where you can't get them, and they have way too much attitude. But snakes, they don't really scare me. Rattlesnakes, I just don't like it because they make a noise, and that's just
30 seconds.
They don't need to do that. It's like somebody aggressively honking. But a snake will kill you. I mean, there's the difference, obviously. It's here. It's Sig Sauer. It's on their website, and I probably can't turn this around. Maybe I can.
Stand by, guys.
I'm not even.
It's free. Let me prove it to you. Go to sleepforlife.com for your risk-free
actual
trial.
chocolate PG-38,
That's sleep,
which I have.
F-O-R-life.com. Sleepforlife.com.
Chad Benson Show.
The Dana Show.
Business rock stars.
Radio America.
If it's happening, Dana's on it.
It's out. It's Apollo Sunshine.
The Dana Show.
At D Lash on Twitter, official Dana Lash on Facebook, and we're broadcasting live our affiliate KXL Skype Live studio here in Portland, Oregon. This is legit a nice room, and everybody here at KXL is like so cool. Thank you guys so much. It's for just the hospitality and that. I got a new cup of coffee too, because I told everybody Starbucks was literally the only thing I could get. I forgot my Super Beets. It tasted like, I can't say.
Thank you.
Oh, I just realized Kane doesn't have a
I'm right here.
dump button.
I'm within punching distance. You may want to.
You are literally Hitler.
I am.
So I've never heard of this, and I thought half the room just about straight up died. I said, because they go, "Have you had Dutch Brothers coffee?" And I said, "What's that?" And they were like, everybody went,
How do you not know?
What? People were like clutching at their necks, like what? And it smells delicious. Like I'm smelling of it now. It smells really good. You're sick, so I don't want to let you smell.
I'm not
Here, let me do it. It's
I'm not
live
sick
radio.
either, but
yes, you are.
not.
You are sick, so don't shake his hand. I'm a total germaphobe. Don't shake his hand.
Stop, everybody! Quit.
Smell of that, but don't breathe on it.
Oh,
it smells.
yeah.
It smells good, doesn't it? Yeah, it smells delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's hot enough to melt your face. Just great. That's how coffee should be. So I'm really looking forward to when this becomes actually drinkable. I'm going to really enjoy that first sip. But that's cool. Dutch Brothers coffee.
Ben's on.
Joining us right now because he had a field day in court. He had a good day in court, right? Ben Shapiro, who author, radio show host as well, and he's over at dailywire.com. And Ben, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I swear I saw a video of you with a Make America Great Again hat, and I thought this was hacked by Russians, obviously, because what happened? What's going on? Tell us about the hat.
I mean, I lost a bet.
You lost a bet?
One, right?
So,
yeah, well, I had predicted during the election cycle that Trump would not appoint a conservative to the court. I've never been happier to lose a bet, obviously.
Good.
So Gorsuch's nomination meant that I had to put on the hat. That lasted for about the first 15 minutes of the show before I took the hat and chucked it. So
there you go. Well, it looked nice on you. I'll just say I like hats. Period. So I liked you in your hat. Okay, so Neil Gorsuch, you and I've talked about him before. Speaking of courts, judges, I saw you were in the news. I tweeted this out. You cleaned kids' clock in court. I've been waiting to say this for 24 hours. The moment I was like, let's book Ben Shapiro, I have like all these like one-liners about clocks. I'm like, his time ran out, all this stuff. Tell me what happened in court, because they sued you. And why on earth did they sue you? I don't get this.
So it turns out that it's not really a smart move to sue people who are professional journalists who have legal teams. So I wasn't the only person they sued, right? I mean, they sued Glenn Beck, they sued Ben Ferguson, they sued Fox News. It was basically Clockboy's dad decided to sue everybody who had questioned the Clockboy story. So
right.
I was on
Mohammed,
Megyn Kelly's show
right.
like a year. Yeah, exactly. I'd been on Megyn Kelly's show like a year and a half ago after this broke, and he'd been invited to the White House. And I talked about the fact that I thought that this was a setup, which is my opinion. And in the United States, unlike in Qatar, that's actually protected speech. And so they immediately, well, they waited a while, and then they filed the lawsuit claiming that it was libel. And their lawsuit was, it was an awful lawsuit.
So because you questioned, because you questioned why somebody would take existing clock guts and put it in a pencil case, because that's how everybody tells time, Ben. You questioned it. Was tantamount to libel in there? That's what they were figuring?
Yes, that's what they were saying. They were saying, how dare I suggest such a thing? And so they sued, and they wanted me to apologize, and no. So as I hired my friend, and you know him too, Kurt Schlichter.
Kurt Schlichter.
Was my lawyer on this. And Kurt's a bulldog. So the whole way, there was no way that we were going to ever settle this out of court. I mean, once they had done this, then we had to fight it to the end. And so obviously we did that. The court justified us and said this is a nonsense claim, dismissed it with prejudice, and gave us attorney's fees, which is a pretty rare outcome, actually,
That's
to get
nice.
attorney's fees when the other side sues you.
They must have thought it was egregiously just a unnecessary, silly case for them to have done that, which, I mean, it was. And I mean, I'm in Portland today, but we obviously live in Dallas, and I broadcast from Irving, and that's the town where the family's from. And I know a lot of people in Irving that know the family. And when you say that it sounded like a setup, one of the things that was talked about a lot in the community and really wasn't in the news a lot is how the family seemed to be very legally prone where it concerned grievances. The daughter she got in trouble with school not long before and was apparently incredibly hostile. And there was a lot of this stuff going on. And the family was one of those who have been fighting for Sharia. They've wanting to have like a Sharia family court, which, Sharia, women have no rights under Sharia. Women have no rights in a family court under Sharia, especially. And that really didn't get out in the news. So when you were saying that you think was this like a way, in your opinion, that they were just trying to get in the news more? Or what was that? What do you think was the outcome that they actually wanted?
I think that what they wanted, obviously, aside from winning, they wanted a series of headlines that talked about how terrible the right wing was to Clockboy and his family, and how it was all Islamophobia. And they were looking for a series of headlines along those lines. And originally, they got some of those headlines. They got some of the Clockboy sues entire right wing for Islamophobia headlines. Right. And then, obviously, it fell apart on them because the case is absolutely unjustifiable. Even folks on the left were looking at the case and going, "Wait a second, this isn't even close to a rational case." But it wasn't well thought out. Just like it's amazing how susceptible people are to the power of narrative that they even fell for the Clockboy thing in the first place. Going all the way up to the president of the United States, but. It just shows that people believe what they want to believe when it comes to these stories. I was grateful actually that most of the people, even on the left, looked at this lawsuit from the start and said this is going absolutely nowhere. But that's not the point. The point is also to force people to spend lots and lots and lots of money.
It's lawfare,
in order to. Yeah, exactly. And you're talking literally tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees just to deal with all of this. It costs $50 to file a lawsuit. It costs you $50,000 to defend it.
And then
we were awarded legal fees. Hopefully they'll actually pay up. But they live in Qatar, so who knows?
Right. Well, he's back in Irving. They were back unless they went back again but they had been in Irving. And the idea that it was somehow based in Islamophobia. Look, if I saw some little skinny white kid bringing a little metal-looking pencil box with wires sticking out of it, well, first off, I'll be honest. I'd be like, are you a meth head? Like, what's going on here? And then I'd think, is this a bomb? You have a bomb here. And I would have done the same thing regardless. That's to me, that's completely irrelevant, I think.
Yeah. I think that's exactly right. But it didn't matter. The whole thing, I said at the time, I think that a lot of these sorts of incidents are generated to create a picture of Islamophobia in the American mind that deters people from actually speaking out when they see something dangerous.
Right.
And we've seen that repeatedly. Trump is right about this. And when he says that there have been situations in the past where people hesitate to speak
San Bernardino.
out, not in the Muslim community, but Yeah, exactly. There are situations where people see something, and when you see, when you saw Jay Johnson, the former Homeland Security Secretary, on those videos at the airport saying, if you see something, say something,
Right.
It did cross your mind, well, what if I see something and I say something, and then you accuse me of Islamophobia and invite the person to the White House?
Right. Yeah. And then everyone else's character is impugned. Well, we're glad that you had your day in court and that you won, Ben, and that truth prevailed. Congratulations on that.
Well, thank God for Texas, man. I appreciate it.
Right? And Texas, I'm telling you, it's where it's at. Ben Shapiro, always a pleasure. DailyWire.com. Ben, thanks so much.
Thanks, Dana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole pencil case thing, and people were saying it's so bigoted, it's like racist or somethingist or sexist. I don't know, like just throw that in there. Why not? But seriously, there was a guy, what was he, an MIT engineer, who said, well, really, it was just he took a clock and took it apart and put it in a pencil case. He didn't rewire anything. It was just he took the innards of a clock and put it in a pencil case. And no joke, if I would see some like ginger kid with a little metal bomb-looking pencil case and wires sticking out of it, I'd think, yeah, you're gonna blow me up. This is weird. What is it? Because nobody tells time with something like that. For crying out loud, are we really having this conversation? It's killing my brain cells without the benefit of alcohol. This is the dumbest conversation. I can't. You don't stick wires in a pencil case and then take it and have it tick and all this stuff. That's not what you do. That's not how that works. And then with San Bernardino, do you remember the neighbors that were just down the road, and they were saying, well, they were getting all of these deliveries like at all hours of the day and night, and there were all these people in there working on something. That wouldn't stick out to anybody. I mean, obviously the people who were there thought it was a little weird, and I would think the same thing. Why? But then the whole excuse is, well, if they're Islamic, then you're just being a racist or a bigot or an Islamophobe or anti-whatever. No, it doesn't matter. If you saw me at all hours of the night getting shipments in and working in my little garage and tinkering on stuff, and it didn't look like, you got a weird feeling, wouldn't you like maybe say something, or maybe say something to me, or maybe say something to law enforcement? Regardless, this weird chick is getting these boxes, and there are all these people in her garage like working on stuff. It's kind of weird. Maybe check it out. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. And I wouldn't say, oh, you're sexist for going and ratting me out. You're sexist. This is what we got to get over. I can't stand this identity politics. Either it's a crime or it's a not. Either somebody's acting sketchy or they're not. Sketchy behavior. Nobody owns sketchy behavior, because we know, I mean, for crying out loud, my where I'm from in southern Missouri, the biggest thing is meth, where they go out in the woods and they set up these like meth tents. They actually do. And they throw like these tarps, these camo tarps over it. And then they turn into like these Swedish meth chefs. Bork, bork, bork out there. I don't know. That's what they do. And I'm just so done with it. It's so aggravating. We have to get past that. We have a lot more to get into. Florida man is on the way. I can't wait to see what nastiness I've been sent about this time. Someone was telling me that one of the reasons that we get so many stories about Florida is because the way that they file these cases is public, whereas in other states it's private. That's why. So you have these weird folks here in Oregon. We got them in Texas. They got them in New York. They got them it's just Florida just lets their freak flag fly. That's the only difference. Like Florida has no shame. They're like, whatever. These are our people. Thank God they do, because it's a great segment, right? We have, like I said, Florida man on the way. Today in stupidity on the way as well. This, so my phone, for those watching on Facebook Live, every time I tell somebody they're wrong on the internet, usually, or when I stream Facebook Live, or when I'm on Instagram, all the Snapchat stuff that we did yesterday, the videos, I use all that with Patriot Mobile, because that's my cell phone service. I am not a frillionaire, and I can't afford to go launch a satellite and then go and put up all these like towers everywhere. So the next best thing I can do to make sure that I'm not funding things that actively work against me, I don't want to fund gun control. And there are actually big mobile phone companies that do that. So this is one of the reasons why over a year ago, I went and switched to Patriot Mobile. So if you would like to confirm a real good originalist Supreme Court nominee, if you would like to have actual affordable health care, if you would like to protect your gun rights, you don't want to spend money on the things that you're actually advocating against. And that's where Patriot Mobile comes in. They're so committed, in fact, to values like limited government and all of that. They give up to 5% of your monthly bill to the freedom-fighting organization of your choice. You can switch today and get a free iPhone 5S, $50 unlimited talk, text, data plan, or a free Galaxy S5 with a $45 unlimited talk, text, and data plan. They'll also buy you out of your current contract up to $500 per line. No catch. Nothing holding you back. Call 1-800-A-PATRIOT today, and Patriot Mobile will even waive your $35 activation fee, but you have to use my name, Dana, D-A-N-A, or go to patriotmobile.com/Dana. That's 1-800-A-PATRIOT, patriotmobile.com/Dana. Motivate our politicians with Patriot Mobile. Hey, yeah.
All right.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Florida man is next.
Yes, it is. Let's see how many bestiality stories I cannot talk about today, shall we?
Stop it already.
Seriously, there's 5 every time I look.
Maybe the animals are better looking in Florida. I don't know. I have no idea what it is.
What?
Just offering an explanation.
That's not how that works.
No.
I haven't tried it yet because it's going to melt my face off, but I'm going to check it now.
I've tried. I doctored mine up back there. It's actually really good.
What do you mean you doctored it up? I'm sorry.
I put skirt
Was
stuff
it
in
sick?
it. I put skirt stuff in it.
Oh, did you now? Yeah. I put it so
Are
I
you done
wouldn't
with
knock
this?
it. Yeah, I can't drink it. It's awful. Look at this little sippy knob. It's like legit a sippy
Actually, it's
cup.
actually pretty cool.
Oh, that's so much better. It doesn't taste like double snakes. I don't know who's watching, so I gotta be careful. I think I might want this off though. I'm not used to such a fancy thing, and I'll spill it all over myself. Good. You guys are gonna die when you hear this one headline. This is probably the headline so far this year.
And?
All I'm saying is that I can't even believe this. But yeah, there you go. There you go, right there, that headline. There's some real good ones today. And then let's check mail. I don't actually want to because I'm sure they all send me all the bestiality stuff. I'm like, the hell's wrong with some of these? I love my listeners in Florida, but they send me the craziest ones. But this, I'll share this one with you. One Florida man was inspired by one escape on cops that he saw, so he actually replicated it in real life and got away. That's like my favorite show. Remember that was on? Oh my gosh. That was my favorite show on television, Cops. I once saw, and I'm just saying this, because I don't know if the little person that went up the telephone pole. Is that bad to say?
No, you can say that.
There's a little person who shimmied up a telephone pole to get away from a cop. And then there were 2 women who got into a fight over a crack rock in the middle of the street.
Yes.
And I think one of them was actually on meth.
But the
And
funny
she had
part
the
of that
meth
story,
mouth.
remember the funny part of that story isn't...
Oh, no. They called one of the ladies called police, and the police showed up, and he was like, why are you guys fighting? She's like, well, she done stole my crack rock. And they go, but crack's illegal. And she's like, yes, but ain't stealing illegaler. Like, no.
No.
I mean, it's still also illegal.
It's also illegal, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I love those.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
Illegalers.
Illegaler. So I have since always now, just use that whenever I could. Oh. But. Huh?
Justified.
Yeah. Our friend Nick Searcy's on that show. He's good. This, let's see what else we got here. Ooh. Can you rob a bank through a drive-through window? How does that work? Not that I'm wanting to or anything, just...
Unless you drive through the window.
Yeah, he drove through, so I'm not going to share this one on air, but Pensacola man tried to rob a bank using the drive-through banking lane.
You're limited as to how much that thing can carry through that vacuum
because
tube.
It's a tube.
Yeah, it's like you can only carry so much through the vacuum tube, so if he's trying to rob the bank...
Does he send his gun up? Here I go. How does this work? Because that's thick glass. Isn't that bulletproof glass or something that they have in banks? I would imagine that it is. And he actually got away. He didn't get any money, but he actually got away.
Well, he drove away, yeah.
That's dumb. Uh-oh. What's this one? You guys want to see what Ireland did on the cover of their magazine? I don't care what people think about the president. I would have never done this to Obama. It's disrespectful to office.
30 seconds.
Yeah. I didn't even see that one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they're pretty lovely.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Saving program absolutely free. 800-207-8558. That's 800-207-8558. That's 800-207-8558.
Taking the big news of the day seriously, but not much else. The Dana Show.
Just happened to be looking at Twitter. Ireland's political and cultural magazine, Kane, called The Village. Their February issue has a picture of Trump on it, and then they got the target right on his head, right on his temple.
Yeah, the crosshairs, yeah.
I actually just put that on Twitter, the nice little CC to Secret Service right there. But that I don't care. You know what? If you can't express your opinion or your dissent with whomever is in office in a reasonable fashion, then your opinion isn't worth hearing. It really isn't. If you can't express it better than this, then I'm sorry about your one brain cell. It's just, actually I'm not. But that's beyond the pale. It really is. We got a lot to get into with Florida Man. We're broadcasting live here in Portland, KXL Skype live studio audience as well, which is awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Let's kick it into some Florida Man.
Hey, brother, it's time to check in on Florida Man.
Well, where is this? Oh, I had it. Okay, here it is. This is bad. So, this is from the Inquisitor. An obese Florida man sat on his 6-year-old boy as punishment and crushed him to death.
No.
This is awful. This is from Sarasota Sheriff's Office, and a Florida man from Inglewood was taken into custody. He allegedly sat on his 6-year-old son as punishment. Forget this. Watching his father and girlfriend play video games and crush the child to death. According to authorities, the incident occurred on Christmas Eve. The father, James Dearman, is the one who called paramedics to his home where his son was unresponsive because you sat on him, not breathing, and had visible bruising on his back. The son was transported to a local hospital and pronounced dead. The guy weighs 270 pounds, according to WFLA, who got the police report. They said that him and his girlfriend were playing video games in the living room, and Dearman made his son and his 7-year-old sibling stand with their faces to the wall, and then when they turned around to look at the television, that's when Dearman got mad. And he brought him to the couch where he forced him to lie on his side, face the rear cushions, and then he used his body weight to pin his son down. Death penalty. Like, do we even want to have this cover?
Death penalty.
Rapists, molesters, all that.
Abusers.
Done. I just have zero tolerance for that stuff. This because, and some may disagree, but, I'm saying, no. This, Florida suspect, Fox 35, said he learned an escape trick from the TV show Cops. See? I mean, it's informative.
Hey, that show's real.
Flagler County, WOFL, Fox 35. Deputies say that a suspect went to great lengths to avoid being taken into custody. He busted out of the back of a patrol car and climbed a tree while his hands were handcuffed. George Woods, 31 years old, he's charged with escaping, possession of a firearm and ammunition by a convicted felon, which is, he's a prohibited possessor, so that's going to be a minimum of like 25 years and 6-figure fine. Felony criminal mischief, resisting arrest without violence. Oh my gosh, that goes on and on. Aggravated assault on law enforcement officer, driving with a suspended license. The sheriffs, they were driving through the Circle K parking lot, Kane, and they noticed a heated argument. And then a beer bottle flew out of a vehicle and burst on the ground. And that's when the police went up, and then Wood lost his upper love and mind. They said that the mechanisms there that were to secure the police cage were flimsy. And the gentleman told the officers that he saw something on Cops where if you could rip off the cage, you could crawl out the window. And that's exactly what he did. And then a Florida man parked a pickup truck on top of a car to defend his family. An 18-year-old man said he purposely backed his Ford F-150 onto a Toyota Camry Wednesday after a road rage incident to protect his girlfriend and 11-month-old son. Alberto Aponte said he got into a verbal disturbance And then he just backed up. The guy apparently drew a gun on him, and so he just backed his big old truck up over the car, shut that guy down. There's replete with pictures. That's at Bay News 9. Third hour on the way. And Todd Hoffman from Gold Rush, who is a Portland resident, he's going to join us to talk about his show and so much more. We're broadcasting live here from KXL Skype Studio in Portland. Stay with us. Official Dana Loesch on Facebook. You can follow along.
You're clear.
Cool. Thanks, Marty.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think the first reality TV show was MTV. That was MTV, and that was like back in the 90s. But then, I don't know, I think Cops came like right around at the same time, though. I don't know which one was first, yeah. Yeah, Real World, I think, was, but then Cops was like right after it, because I remember Cops was on forever. I watched that show every week I watched Cops. Then you were arrested? Oh. Legally? Then you could.
Oh, is that Hunted? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, Hunted. Yeah, Hunted.
That's crazy. No, I never saw that one. I saw Cops.
You pick a partner, right? You pick a partner and yeah, and then you pick a partner, and then if you don't get caught, then you get to keep the money, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
kind of.
it's just like real.
It's like Grand Theft Auto for real life.
I haven't seen that one,
that
but
one
I like
either.
it. I love all the.
And the answer wasn't in the act. Like, how do you catch a thief?
Working with cops.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Right. I did see a couple episodes of that. They had like some really interesting tips. They said that big dogs and loud televisions on the inside. They will avoid houses that have loud TVs on the inside and evidence of a big dog. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're hidden from the street if they're along your house.
It was amazing to me because I think they said that they were giving out a ratio, and I forget what the number was, but of how many people will just like keep like ladders and stools outside, just like they'll leave ladders on like the side of their house, and they're like, hi, you're just inviting us to break in your house.
And the neighbors thought, oh, it's cool. It's a moving truck. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow.
That's nutty.
Our neighbors would be total. Well, we're on lockdown, but
Your across the street neighbor's pretty hardcore.
we've only ever lived like in a rural area or in the city. Like we lived in downtown St. Louis, and now we're in the burbs. And I'm like, why do people hate on the burbs? Like, holy cow, there's like all these grocery stores. Because the grocery stores in the city, they sell like wine and cheese, or here's some like $5 sandwich bread, like things like that, But we lived in the city for like 8 years for work, and then. But yeah, I mean, I totally dig the burbs. Like the burbs are so nice, but if we joke that. But yeah, have you guys ever seen the Burbs with Tom Hanks? It is one of the funniest movies ever made. It is hysterical.
There go the damn brownies.
Oh, we're the Klopeks in every neighborhood without the bodies, But if anything were to go down, like our street is where it's at. Everybody's an NRA member. Everybody has guns. Everybody's, kind of keeps a watch out. There was this creeper who was driving around like an actual van that everybody always makes fun of with, like pedophiles. And they were approaching kids in our subdivision. And all the dads would load up, and they were all walking open carrying their kids at the bus stop and making sure all the kids were cool. That van got out quick. I mean, the cops were watching out for him, but the police even were like, yeah, if you guys do that, I doubt he'll be back. So it's great. I love it.
Really?
Smith
Then
&
it's
Wesson.
on.
That's what it matters to me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anything to me. It matters to Smith & Wesson.
Yeah, Smith & Wesson's asking. 6 Hours asking. That's who's asking. Yeah. Well, like
You got in trouble?
we're those families who do like, you know, time trials and stuff in our house and
No.
No, I agree. I will say the only time that I do like open carrying, and I know it's a huge debate, is
because earlier. That was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I always conceal carry, but the only times that I do like open carrying are if I have to stop, like if I have to get gas at night, or if I go into the grocery store, because I don't even want anyone to get the impression that they can get something up. I mean, I'm always situationally aware, but for me, being situationally aware and them seeing that I'm open carrying, it sends a message like, yeah, no, back away on this. And that's the only time that I like to do it, is on that instance. Like if I have to get gas, or if because, you know, we've gone through so much training though that, you know, we're always watching, but that's the only time that I like it. Otherwise, I like the element of surprise. You know, that's an advantage. But with something like that, I'm like, I don't, you know, that's the only time I do. All right, we're coming back. And for
1 minute.
Yeah, what do you want audio-wise?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. I can't get over this chocolate P238 though. I'm
you tweet
ordering
that out
that.
already?
No, I'm going to in a minute, and I'm going to order one for myself and my kids, because why not?
Sure.
It's my Easter too, right?
It's a good Valentine's Day gift.
Yeah, I'm saying. Valentine's Day gift, that's right. I don't want a box of chocolates. I want that chocolate P238. Hint, hint. So let's
30.
Let's do, you know what? Let's do, gosh, I don't even know what I want to come in with.
We sticking to the sheet? Sticking to the show sheet?
Maybe. No. You know what? Come in with one, because that's
Come
kind of
on.
interesting. Yeah, I think
Okay.
I can seg off
10
that.
seconds, stand by.
Shapiro landfill plant doesn't hurt either. It's a car that is truly built to be loved. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
The Dana Show.
Honestly, this is it. This is it.
I just love listening to your show. It makes me feel so informed.
That's what I'm talking about.
If it's going on in the news, Dana is on it.
Freedom is bare bones, straight no chaser, limited government, take care of yourself, stay out of everybody else's life, the government stays out of your life,
Simple.
enjoy the fruits of your labor, and when you
Simple.
screw up, you got to deal with it. That's freedom.
Taking the big news of the day seriously, but not much else.
Yibbity-doo-dah! Here's your participation trophy.
The Dana Show.
I'm just going to speak personally. I can't fall into the exact same trap that I criticize Republicans for falling into. I've got two little boys, and I want them to, understand that you can fight somebody when you think they're wrong. It doesn't mean you have to be personally opposed to everything that they do. All I would say is this: Democrats will make a big mistake here if all we are defined by is what we are against.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. Well, no, credit where it's due. That's Senator Murphy, who's horrible on guns, so awful, from Connecticut. But he's right. You can't just define yourself by what you oppose. Unfortunately, I don't know if the rest of his party is listening. I think a couple of them are, but I don't think the rest of the party is. And that's going to be to their detriment. I had said earlier that in order for the party to rebuild themselves, because they've lost... I think this last election, they're down even more. Over the past, a couple of election cycles, it's been like 36% by that they've decreased in terms of state legislatures, gubernatorial offices. They don't really have anybody on the bench coming up for 2020. They have the Castro brothers, but they have so much baggage. And then maybe Cory Booker, who also has a lot of baggage, and he's not so great messaging. And they're losing their base. So the only way that they're going to be able to actually survive is, you guys remember Blue Dog Democrats? They're going to have to bring back Blue Dog Democrats, but they've ran them effectively out of the party, and those are the blue collar, union Democrats. We're broadcasting here in Portland at the KXL Skype Live studio, and you can watch along if you're listening over at official Dana Loesch on Facebook. A big thanks to our affiliate here. Kane says, though, blue dog Democrats are practically conservatives. Yes and no. In a way, they are. They're more, because everybody, nuance is dead. They're more classically liberal than normally how you would define a liberal. Everybody knows classical liberalism, right? Tocqueville. Everybody knows classical. They're more classically liberal than they are progressives on the left side. They're more conservative in terms of economically, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. But they were the ones who kept the base. They were the ones who kept the base. They were the ones who were right on messaging with trade, with jobs, with all of that, with rolling back some of the regulations that are impeding business growth. And this one of these top stories that we were following concerning the executive order that is going to be a repeal of Dodd-Frank. And I'm actually this is a good thing. The president today signed an executive order instructing the Treasury Secretary, IJR has a good piece on this, to conduct a review of the law. This is in 2010. This is after the 2008 financial crisis. They want to do, well, he said he wants to do, and this is very Trump-esque, quote, a big number on Dodd-Frank. So he's going to do a big number. Sean Spicer was like, I don't know what it means, but I think we're gonna roll it back. Now, what they did, Dodd-Frank, they wanted Dodd-Frank to lower the risk of another economic crisis, and so they put all these restrictions on types of loans that banks were allowed to make, and all this jazz. And they also actually there was also an increase of the ceiling in terms for qualifying for certain loans, and it was just bass backwards, quite frankly, the way that they went about this, because there were a lot of. It also affected investors. It affected small businesses really badly. And that's one of the reasons that we saw restricted growth in that market. But now they're talking about, it's crucial to financial stability. So we need to maybe perhaps rethink this. And that's a good thing. And of course, everyone's like, the Republicans are going to rob you and steal your babies and rape your women. That's what's going to happen. No, that's not how that's not the appropriate response. Like that Irish magazine I tweeted that story out that had Trump on its cover. The other story that we were looking at is this, Daily Mail has this piece about an Egyptian machete-wielding man. This is a terrorist. The Louvre attacker had a machete, and he was shot by French soldiers outside of the museum. He had been in the country for just over a week. Now, let me just lay this out to you, this is how the media is saying. Some guy had a machete in Paris, and he was going to chop people up, and he was shot. Just some guy. Some rando, in Paris. That's all it was. Now, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Say, totally hypothetical, you're out somewhere, public place. Somebody comes up and screams, Allahu Akbar, while coming at you with a machete.
Aloha Snack Bar?
Aloha Snack Bar,
Got
yes. And they come at you with a machete while screaming that. Do you think this person's probably a Baptist? Is that, how do you think? That's
no, I
you don't think that?
No.
Wait, no, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
You think, yeah, that person's probably one of those dirty Methodists. Do you think that?
No.
No?
No, that doesn't come to mind.
Sorry. You go, again, machete, Allahu Akbar.
Got it.
Buddhist.
Yeah, that doesn't.
No?
No, that doesn't fly either.
What do you think? Because what would you think about the attacker?
Based on the language and Aloha Snack Bar, either Hawaiian or Muslim.
Well, I would just think terrorist.
That too.
Yeah.
But I mean, not all Muslims are terrorists, but pretty much all terrorists are
Well,
Muslim.
I'm just saying if you're coming at somebody with a machete while screaming Allahu Snack Bar, you're probably a terrorist.
Yes. That's easily determined.
That works.
Yeah.
I think that works. Yeah, you're
so.
Totally a terrorist.
Yeah, terrorist is good.
Because, to hell with your freedoms and all that. But, so that's what the French Prime Minister, this is what I don't get. The French Prime Minister described the attack as, quote, terrorist in nature. I think.
In nature?
In nature. In nature. It was,
right.
Terrorist-y.
Like hurricanes are terrorists in nature? Like tornadoes?
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. A second person was arrested, but they don't know whether or not they were linked to this attack. And I'm sure that their motive, everybody who was there, so many witnesses and the officials confirmed it, that he was screaming Aloha Snack Bar. And they said that he had arrived in France just at the end of last month. He'd been in here just a week. He had been in France for just a week. Now, there are some unconfirmed reports naming him, but he was not known to security services, according to some of the French media there. But Reuters reported that all the initial indications and what we're hearing from investigators is that it was an Egyptian national. So he was refused entry to the Louvre, and then he pulled out his machete, and then he was screaming at people, and then he was shot by police. And then there was a paratrooper who is believed to have suffered a minor head injury. So there was a second man who was arrested because he was acting suspiciously close to the scene, which I don't know. They don't believe that he was linked to the attack, but I'm curious as to what the acting suspiciously stuff. Well, he just looked suspicious. But this kind of goes to show you, I'm curious as to how this guy was able to get in here. And thankfully, what stopped it? Kane?
A good guy with a gun.
That's right. It wasn't magic. Mm-mm. It's not like you're gonna, use Sith lightning and stop somebody. That's not, how that works. It wasn't some like Avada Kedavra or whatever the Harry Potter stuff is.
Finish him.
Yeah, finish him. It wasn't that. It just that's what happened. It was a terrorist. It wasn't terrorist in nature. It was terrorism. Why are we? Are we seriously going to be worried about upsetting a terrorist and hurting their feelings? No. You're trying to kill me. Really don't give a damn about your feelings. Sorry, that's not how any of that works. But thankfully, the French soldiers were there. But they said that the guy appeared to. They call him everything in this article but terrorist: knifeman, Egyptian national, attacker. Suspect who acted, whose behavior, who had terrorist in nature. Terrorist. He's a terrorist. What are we avoiding by saying that?
They know Obama's not in office anymore, right? I mean,
apparently.
I know that.
So. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, news is slow. Who knows? Time for Quick Five before Marty has a stroke.
It's a quarter after the hour, and time for Dana's Quick Five.
It's a sanction off. It's sort of like you got served dance-wise, but like with sanctions. So that's what Reuters is reporting. So the U.S. is going to impose fresh sanctions on Iranian entities. And the Iranians are saying, yeah, we'll sanction you, and you can't come to Iran anymore, which really made me sad because Kane, I don't know where you go on vacation. We had just planned this amazing family vacation at beaches in Tehran. It was so great. I know. Now we can't go.
Heartbroken.
I have the sads. My soul's crying. One source official spoke on the condition of anonymity, of course, said 8 Iranian entities were going to be sanctioned for terrorism-related activities after those ballistic missile tests were carried out. Well, we think they were. The last time they said that they did this, they photoshopped them, so... And we'll see how that goes. A lunar eclipse, a snow moon, and a New Year comet are set to coincide in a spectacular celestial display this month. This comes from the Mirror, so I should probably use a British accent.
Yes.
It said, astronomy enthusiasts are in for a treat this month as 3 celestial events are set to coincide, putting on a spectacular display in the night sky. A full snow moon. What's a snow moon?
I have no idea, but I'm putting it down as a band name.
Is that like related to Snow White, but she's the gothic night mistress of the story? I don't know.
Sure.
Astronomy enthusiasts say the lunar eclipse and a passing comet should all be visible from Earth on this same day. Anyone hoping to catch a glimpse of this rare event need only to turn their eyes skywards on the night of February 10th and the morning of February 11th. So the full snow moon... Oh, it's a full moon. Why didn't they just call it... It's a February full moon. They call it a snow moon. That's like calling pink coral. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, no, that's not pink. It's salmon. No, it's pink. It's actually pink. And then they have the lunar eclipse and the New Year comet. Oh, and we just missed Sweet Meteor of Death. So, interesting. This should worry you. Reason is doing a really good job at looking at this, and this is something we're going to delve into next week. So, Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals had a very interesting ruling that concerns your Second Amendment rights. You could actually lose some of your Fourth and First Amendment rights because armed is now considered the same as armed and dangerous when it comes to police searches. There's a precedence now for Fourth Circuit Court. It was a decision in U.S. v. Robinson, and they declared that being armed, even legally, in this one decision is the same as being, quote, armed and dangerous, and leaves you open to police search, which seems like there were like at least three separate. That's like I would think that a Terry stop would be, and the ruling on that would have been what invalidates this. But Shaquille Robinson in March 2014, he was in a passenger car. He was pulled over by police in West Virginia, and he was pulled over because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and cops saw. But then they got a tip, and this is what's interesting. They got a tip that he had been seen loading a gun and putting it in his pocket before he got out of the car at a 7-Eleven parking lot, which is notorious for drug sales. So the police searched him. They pulled the car over. They found the gun in his pocket. They arrested him for illegal possession of a gun by a felon because he's a prohibited possessor, right? But this is where it gets weird. He sued to challenge the search since merely having it on his person, as the police suspected from the call, they had no idea whether or not he was a prohibited possessor. This gets into, there's a couple of there's actually 3 Supreme Court cases that are kind of in this territory, and one in particular that deals with whether or not when you're stopped, how police are to act if they're acting on a tip. I would say since they were tipped off, but then it comes down to, did they know that he was a prohibited possessor? We don't have time to get in the weeds on this, but we're definitely getting into the weeds with this next week. But that's something to keep in mind because this could actually be used as a precedent to deprive you further in the future of your Fourth and First Amendment rights. We have coming up our good friend Todd Hoffman, who's actually here. By the way, I just saw him. He's in the back with this crazy sock hat. He's going to be joining us here later on in the show. A lot of stuff to talk about with him. In the meantime, though, Purple Heart Foundation, I'm really proud to work with this organization. This is an organization that helps all veterans, not just the combat wounded. And Purple Heart is, 57 years now? They've been over 57 years. And they're all volunteer veterans that make up the staff at Purple Heart. They don't draw a salary, and they travel all over helping returning veterans acclimate back into civilian life, and also to sit down with them and go through the paperwork so they can get their benefits from the VA. Any donation is 100% tax deductible, whether it's some clunker that's sitting on some cinder blocks in your grandmammy's front yard, I don't care. Whether it's a cash donation, it's 100% tax deductible, and the money that's donated makes up the educational scholarships. It pays for jobs training. It pays for canines for combat vets. It pays to get homeless veterans off the street. All of that. You can join forces with us. Support the Purple Heart Foundation. Tell them that you listen to The Dana Show. Donate in honor of our nation's heroes. You can visit them online at givetopurpleheart.org or call 888-414-4483. That's givetopurpleheart.org.
Welcome to...
Hey, yeah. What's up? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Fourth Circuit Court ruling is messed up.
After this next segment, we'll have them sit here.
Cool. Hi, Todd.
Yes. I guess, yeah. I don't know. It just sounds like that. I have no real idea how to pronounce what they really say.
I think it's Allahu.
So it's Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. But I just say Aloha Snack Bar for the comic relief portion of it. Oh, really? How long ago? Because we've been saying it on the show for, a couple years now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe you got it from us. I'm not sure. But I know that it was our kind of answer instead of, botching it up, because a lot of people would be like, that's not how it's pronounced. It's
my gosh,
we don't care about that. Here's what we care about.
Allahu. It's
right.
Allahu.
It's Aluhua.
I didn't realize that we were there.
Aloha Snack Bar. That's what we're going to do. Yeah,
that's
so
funny.
that was the reason for that. Is it? So, yeah, it's got to be good or positive or something. Yeah. Indeed. Although that phrase alone is very true. You know what I mean?
Whereas the Jewish
just
form is Yahweh.
Yeah, right.
If you look at it from Hebrew into Muslim, they're very closely resemble each other.
Yeah.
You've got Allah, then you've got Allah,
Right.
Yahweh,
Yeah.
I mean, the local regions, one is the same as far as geography goes.
Yeah.
But the religious differences, just even in such a tight, compact area, is so great as something like Baptist to Roman Catholic.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Which they kind of have basic beliefs that are kind of the same, but they're drastically different on how they practice it.
Yeah.
And if you're yelling that before you throw something, that's a bad thing.
Like a machete?
Like, yeah, exactly. A
Yeah.
bomb shetty.
Yeah, like something like that, for sure.
Yeah, nobody likes that.
So basically, they're saying Allah, the title is God.
God is good. They're saying God is good, and then they're attacking.
Well, the Allah is the name of God to them, and Akbar is the title.
Akbar means, I guess, something good, like something along the
I
lines
was
of
thinking
good.
like Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. Like, that's what I was thinking.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap.
From my understanding, when I've been researching some of this, Allah Akbar, when you scream that at the top of your lungs, you're getting God's attention. So that when you go and you commit this suicide, if you will, you're making sure that God sees that so that he can
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
Where'd that meme come from? Did Chris just send that?
Hold up. Yeah, hold up.
Did you really? That's hilarious.
They need a witness before they commit an act of terrorism anyway.
Right. Oh, he's got a lei and a Hawaiian shirt. That is so fantastic. So great.
I love the internet.
I know.
So good. I love you, internet. You're so great.
I mean, whenever you guys were saying you're Hitler,
Mm.
I have family ties to him.
Really?
You're literally.
Well, nobody
Hitler.
blames you for that. Yeah, nobody blames you for that. You're still all right in our book. Unless you
I
prove
blame you.
otherwise.
No, kidding.
And then just don't prove otherwise. I think we'll be good.
1 minute.
Good woman.
I mean, that's just too good. Aloha.
Yeah, we've got to post that. Or you put that out already?
Oh,
I wanna
yeah. It
retweet
was like on Instagram like that.
it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you want to come in with any audio? You do have some time.
I know what to do. Let's do.
Not too much time.
What are you, Marty?
Marty's like, not too much time, though.
Don't have too much fun, guys.
Trying to keep the trains on the track.
Right.
I saw you
30
tweet that
seconds.
to somebody last night.
That was
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah, that was the other day, yeah. Because I look like the bad guy. Trying to get you guys out of there in time.
Let's come in with 10.
Cut
'Cause
10? Copy
yeah.
that.
Ralph Peters
Ralph, he's
is
so
hysterical.
great. He called Obama
Stand
a
by,
pussy.
guys.
That was so funny.
By almost half. Their new gummies shorten
Well,
your
I
cold
just-
and also tackle
he's-
cold and flu symptoms like cough, congestion, and sore throat.
More at videopump.tv.
Gary Newman.
Connect with Dana at DanaRadio.com. The Dana Show.
But to start with Iran, it looks like we're going to have additional short-term sanctions imposed in the short term. And that's all well and good. It won't be enough. Iran now feels Russia has its back. The Europeans and Chinese will no longer cooperate fully on sanctions. And I fear, Liz, that we are headed in the coming months, or certainly in the first half of Trump's term, for a violent confrontation with Iran.
Ralph Peters. Well, yeah, as long as they... But they photoshopped missiles the last time they launched missiles. So... Remember when they did that? And it was like the worst Photoshop ever. They just cloned the smoke and the stream from the other missiles and then photoshopped other... And it was just... you could see the pattern. It was like Photoshop or us. That's awful. It's just... No, I don't... If they keep up their aggression, like everything that's happening in Syria right now is proxy with it. I mean, that's a proxy situation. What we're seeing happen in Iraq is proxy because Iran likes the new Iraqi government, and we can't stand behind the Kurds, even though the Kurds have been holding it down there because Turkey hates Kurds, hates the Kurds, and they don't want to see them independent like that. So it's just this is what happens when you have a lack of leadership and smart, decisive foreign policy decisions that are being made. You have this. Coming up, our good friend Todd Hoffman, He's going to join us. Also, people are mad because apparently Trump wanted female staffers to dress nice and wanted men's staffers to dress nice. And apparently it's all to sexism. I don't know. I just don't know. Everybody wants to freak out about everything. Also, from the Associated Press, quick update. They just came out with this. This just posted. The Louvre Museum attacker was a UAE resident. He came to Paris on a tourist visa on January 26th.
30
We'll be right back with Todd Hoffman of Gold Rush. He's going to talk with us about the drama on his show. It's like Guyana all over again. We'll talk with him next. Keep it here.
You're clear.
Hey, Todd. How you doing? Okay, thank you.
Have a seat. Let's get
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
You doing well? You're wearing shorts.
I wear shorts
I know.
almost all the time.
Oh my gosh! Thanks for being here.
It's kind of a thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're in your hood now.
Yeah, man. It's a little icy out there.
Yeah. Is it still pretty kind of bad?
We've got just over 5 minutes,
really.
so test levels whenever you want.
Cool.
What the heck? Oh, there it is. Got it.
Yeah.
Facebook Live and YouTube Live.
We are?
Yeah. Just get up on that mic real quick, and we'll see how you are.
Test.
Marty, you got him? He's on canes, so it should be relatively good.
Hello. Test 1, 2,
That sounds
3.
good to me. Marty, you got it? He'll come back. He probably stepped out. That will be good. We got about 4 minutes, so how's it going?
Put my gum right on my glasses, and I can get it again. How about that?
Look at you, a total pro.
Look at that. See if it stays.
Professional.
Oh yeah, man.
So you guys are used to
I wish I had a cool book like you.
Yeah, well, you could. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to ask you that. I'm going to wait till we're on air before I ask you this. But we came up with a really good. We came up with another business venture for you.
Oh really?
I'm not going to
Cool.
tell you now. I'm going to save it for air. But we came up with it. It was a really good business. I think so, right?
You know, I
Business
don't always make it in business, you know. So.
Yeah, I know. but it's getting better.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
looking
doing
up.
all right.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
doing
looking
better,
up. We're
yeah.
watching. We're following.
Make it.
You're having to.
I don't know what I'm doing here. So. Makes it look professional.
It's totally pro.
How come I don't have a cool mic? Look at yours. This is
Mine's
fancy.
platinum. The gold one.
You bring that one with you?
This is mine. It's my
Is that the
RH20.
perks, gold plated?
It is. Woo! It's my pimp mic.
Awesome.
This is great.
That's awesome.
And we're on Facebook Live.
I heard you talking earlier about Van Halen.
Yeah. Like, who do you like better, Sammy or Dave?
Of course, we all grew up with Dave, but
Yeah.
you know, Sammy filled in during some spots that we needed him. You know, I think.
True.
But I went to him when Dave came back to the band, and I don't know. I'm a Dave fan.
He still hits those notes.
He does. I just think he was just a little too crazy, you know, on him and Eddie. You know, Eddie's kind of running the band, and I
Yeah.
think that Dave just gets too wild, and so.
And that didn't work.
I don't know. He was probably out just saying stuff all the time and ticking off the Van Halen brothers.
One of the things I'm going to
No.
ask you, because I was asking all them out there, we talked a little earlier about the Super Bowl halftime show coming up. And
Who's in that?
Lady Gaga. And we're going to get lectured. But I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could just, I could have somebody different? And so
Yeah.
I asked everybody, and we had some really good suggestions. Top 5
Country?
better Super Bowl halftime acts. So think about what yours were, and I'm going to ask
My
you.
top 5. Oh, I don't know.
You get 5. You can have a
Jeez.
bonus if you want, but you only get 5.
5. Okay. We'll look at that. I'll
Let me
think
show you.
about that.
I had
Who'd you have?
Metallica, Megadeth, Black Label Society, Miranda Lambert. Who else did I have? I got to look at it now. I don't remember. I thought it was a really good, well-edited list. Nugent, Suicidal Tendencies. That was that was a bonus.
Did you just say suicidal tendencies?
How fun would that be? It would be such a
gosh.
fun halftime show.
People
Like, why
don't-
can't we have fun anymore? It would be
People
fun.
don't know it, but I mean, my mom used to drop us off when I was an 8th grader at a dance club down here. Yeah, pick us up at like 1 a.m.
In 8th grade?
Yeah, we were listening to David Bowie, Wham. I remember I had a really bad experience to a George Michael song. So
Oh my gosh, is this something we
this
should
girl
share
I
on air?
like, well, this girl I liked, and we were thinking about going out, and
Right.
And I was in the balcony of the Portland Club Plaza for any old Portland dance club guys, which probably there aren't anybody out here, but I looked down and he was singing. It was that song, Careless Whispers. I think we all know.
Yes. Yes.
And he's singing Careless Whispers on a good friend. I looked down. There's the girl I like making out with a guy on the dance floor.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
no.
It's dark. And I'm like, that can't be. I look down there. Sure enough, there she is, man. So
not a lot of people know, but you
horrible.
You're actually a really good singer. And you've recorded.
I got a new one coming out.
You do?
Yeah.
You've done some really good
I got a
covers,
song
too.
that your husband, Chris, he just hates it. It's the
What do you hate?
disturbed remake of Sound of Silence, because the Sound of I did it, dude. I redid it.
He did.
I redid the Disturbed
Their guitarist
cover.
just followed me on Twitter. I know.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, their guitarist just followed. I mean, he seems. Isn't there David Draymond? He's one of us. I think he thinks he's a freedom guy, right? Wait, what? Oh, I thought he was not like that. Oh, I take back everything I just said. Takes these back. What?
He's an Israel supporter.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
30 seconds.
At least he supports somebody who is honest about being a socialist. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to respect that. Like, I'm a socialist, as opposed to, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. I mean, you got to respect that.
Yeah.
But you did Close My Eyes Forever. By
I
Lita
did.
and Ozzy. Everybody
I
remembers
did.
that
I mean,
song. That was a good cover.
That one went viral. We're up to like 2.3 million
Yeah.
downloads on that one, and
10 seconds, stand by.
so that was
That's
cool.
800-993-8236.
I hope you're coming in with something good, Marty. Off my list.
Radio America.
Heaven is in the palm of my hands and it's waiting here for you. What am I supposed to do with the childhood tragedy? If I close my eyes forever, will it all remain unchanged?
Taking the big news of the day seriously, but not much else. The Dana Show.
This was such a great duet. Lita Ford, Ozzy Osbourne. Lita was like Jem. She was like She-Ra of metal back in the day.
Oh yeah, she was.
Now, people who are listening, you guys may not know, this is Todd Hoffman singing. Gold Rush. Gold Rush is Todd Hoffman, who's sitting here with us. We're in Portland, broadcasting live, KXL Skype Live Studio. This is you.
Yeah, local fat kid celebrity from the east side.
This is
Grew
really
up
good.
in Park Rose, Prescott grade school.
This is
old PDX guy.
Yeah, this is a good cover. You did well with this. You have a lot of talents. You're like a Renaissance man.
Yeah.
You're not just on Gold Rush, mining for gold.
No, I do a lot of things. People like try to put me in a box, that you're a gold miner, and I'm like, just watch the show, you'll know I'm not a gold miner.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You guys have had some struggles. It's a little bit like Guyana, where it's but it's coming back around. It's getting better.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. This you're starting to watch it change. You're starting to watch the show turn. We make a nice move to Colorado, and you're watching us start to dig up gold.
Now you need help.
Yeah, we need help, and tonight's a big night. It's going to be really
get some of those
incredible.
guys back.
Yeah, that's kind of a hint that might get my team back together. And if you look at around and everything we do and our jobs and whatever, look at your team. It takes a team. It takes people around you that know what they're doing. And, I can't be in every machine. I can't, it takes a team. And I love these guys. It's not just a job for me. These guys aren't my employees. I really love them. I know their kids. I've been around them for years, and so when there's a separation, it feels like a divorce. It hurts.
Yeah, you can tell it does. You can tell it affects you.
Yeah.
I was telling you a little bit off air that we have the audience and I, before you got here, we came up with another business venture for you.
What'd you come up with?
So, because you're a miner, you say you're not really, but you are. Have you ever played Minecraft?
You know what? My daughter plays that.
I bet she owns because, it's in the family.
Dude, what was so funny is that I was at a movie not long ago, and there's two guys in front of me, and they were probably 20 years old, and they were talking about Minecraft. They still play it.
I do too.
What?
I swear to you, yes.
Aren't you a little bit old?
No, I know, but you learned so much about geology. But what we were thinking is, why doesn't Todd Hoffman have his own version of Minecraft? See,
well,
look at that.
There might be something that is already built.
No.
Yeah.
What?
I can't say.
Well, there's
something that there's Portland's full of very, very talented, gifted developers.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be like Minecraft, but the Todd Hoffman version?
It's a little beyond that.
Better than Minecraft, but the Todd Hoffman version.
It's unbelievable. And it's not me. I'm only a very small part of something. I can't say it because it's preliminary, but I've actually played parts of things.
Can you kill zombies in it?
No, it's full on. It's full on. You're gonna go out and you're gonna go get gold. So
on the computer game?
Yeah.
You could also go get gold in real life.
Why are you drawing me into this?
too.
I'm not supposed to say any of this. I'm getting in trouble right now. I'm gonna get in trouble.
But you could also go out and mine in real life too.
You want to know what's really cool though that's going on?
Yes.
And is there's some animation stuff that's coming out that's really awesome.
Yeah, because
really
there's I don't know how many people know that, but I mean, in addition to all the stuff that the top show ever, right, on Discovery,
right,
it's the most successful show that Discovery's ever had. Are you bigger than Shark Week? I think you are.
Developed in Sandy, Oregon, guys.
Look at that right here. Everybody likes that.
Oregon, man.
Yeah, they're the crowd's yeah, that's great.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm
it's
not saying that I did it all. I'm just saying that I was the originator and the creator of the show.
Right.
And, I've learned a lot from our British camera crew and a lot of guys from Ireland.
You have a really good eye for picking out characters.
Yeah, I'm a good character developer, and so I have to think not only as a miner but also as a TV guy too. So
that has to be difficult. Because
it is. It's difficult
to
because
balance that.
Drama sells, and so we do a lot of reclamation. We've been nominated for 2 environmental awards. You don't hear any of that. It's not sexy TV.
To get nominated for an environmental award.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We reclamated
but you guys
more
are
mining
raping the
ground.
earth, Todd.
Yeah, but we've reclamated more mining ground in the Klondike last couple of years probably than anybody.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so we've been nominated for awards, but it's not sexy TV. What's sexy TV is somebody hitting somebody with a wrench, you know?
And then storming off.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you can't control, I don't control that part of the show, but it would be nice to show that we are environmentally sensitive. We're not just...
You're not just out there.
No.
Yeah. No. And I think that's, that's important because a lot of people don't. They just, I don't know, there's this bad rap on people who are just, harvesting some natural resources. And
then they get mad and then they take out this.
Yeah.
And so many parts of this iPhone is mined and drilled.
Oh, but there's a special. It was created with magic. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people don't realize that. I mean, most of the clothes we wear, and there's polymers, and there's all kinds of things. But you have to do it responsibly. Mm. And as a Christian, we are called, by God to take care of the earth that God made.
Right.
Okay, we're not here just to go and freaking, you can't do that and call yourself a Christian. You cannot go out and do that.
Right.
So, people don't realize that a lot of us, live by these rules, and it's part of, it's part of our life.
That's true.
That's how we believe. So
I'm going to ask you about the election. We're in 2 weeks now into this new administration. What do you think? There's been a lot of protests. There's been a lot of craziness going around, and it's been a flurry of activity from the White House. What do you make of all of it?
There's a lot of sad people about it, and I was sad, 8 years ago when Obama won, but it's I didn't go out and cause trouble.
You didn't go burn anything?
No, and I didn't go out and smash any windows, and we tried to make the best of it. And I think that, the guy's doing a good job so far, Once in a while he pops off, pisses everybody off.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't think he's going to stop doing that because, he's not a politician. He's just a dude.
Yeah.
And, I think about, I look at my language during a day and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I got a lot of work to do myself.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Yeah.
I'm thinking I said three bad words on the way here. And you know what I mean? I'm thinking, I got to watch what I say.
Right.
And I think all of us need to do that, Trump included.
You think it kind of feels, I would agree with that. It kind of feels like we've become too sensitive as a nation. Not just like culturally. Everybody is so sensitive in it. I get the impression that people want to be more offended. They want to be offended more than they want to find common ground with somebody else.
I think they're already mad, and I think they're just looking for little things to just get even madder about.
Right.
The main reason is because they believe he's going to take us in a direction. I want to take the country back towards how it was founded.
Mm.
Okay, we need to roll this thing back. There's a lot of silliness going on out there. And we got a whole generations of kids coming up that don't know how to work, don't know how to do any of the trades at all.
That's
Zero.
worrisome, how there's really not enough skilled laborers coming. And that's something that that's a huge need.
Mm-hmm.
And
it is.
Hardly any schools teach shop class anymore. Hardly any of them have a shop class.
It's just, I think, a lot of it can be, the breakdown of the families and the fathers, I'm watching my kids, they're buried in their phones and games and stuff. And it's like, I got to keep injecting myself into their lives because I got one son that's kind of a gamer son. And then one son that, thinks he's a Don Juan and I got my little daughter and she wants to be like me. And it's like,
Aww.
It's like, you got to keep injecting yourself into your kids because your kids, that's your number one ministry is your children.
Right.
And that, and we're all in show business and television and the hours that you guys work. And it's like the number one thing that scares me is am I being a good father?
Right.
Am I teaching them about faith, about the Lord, about where you came from? And am I teaching them how to love their mom? Are they seeing respect? Am I respecting my wife? And I don't always do, and she doesn't always respect me. The other day, she had to apologize to me, and I had to apologize to her because we get in a big fight. And
it happens, yeah.
And I want my kids to see that, man. I'm sure you two never fight at all.
You want kids to see a healthy resolution because that's the thing. Nobody can deal with conflict resolution out in society because they're not seeing healthy conflict resolution at home.
Exactly. Maybe that's the big deal.
That's sad when you think about it. Thanks for coming here and depressing us all, Todd.
Hey, man, let's talk about some uplifting stuff, man. Tonight's about the show tonight. We almost did 4 million viewers on Friday, okay? We've been doing this
crazy.
7 years. 7 years,
Woo.
okay? 4 million viewers. We have 160 million viewers worldwide in 120 languages. Sometimes people just show up at the mine like a German.
That was what I was going to ask
I had a guy come up. He had a rental car, and I'm like, hey, who's this guy? He pulls up to the mine. He gets out. He's got his hard hat on. He's got his little safety vest on. He doesn't know a lick of English, and I know he's from Germany, right? He's like, I'm ready to work, and I'm like, I can't put you to work, buddy, They love it though, man.
Yeah.
They love it around the world. So it's pretty.
Have you thought about that? I mean, obviously, I'm thinking of like OSHA and safety, because I know you have to comply with all of that. But have you ever thought? Because I know at one point we were talking about this, and you were going to have like a contest where people could come up and they could mine. With you.
I might bring one greenhorn in this year and just right off Facebook and just.
That's crazy.
Because you know what? I got a shot to do this, and everybody calls and they want it just one shot. And it's like, I'd love to, at some point, I'd love to have a whole show of just giving people a shot to do this. Okay? And it's not there yet. I'm not there yet.
I know.
But at some point, Just make it,
wow.
if you've had a mining dream, apply and let's see what happens.
Chris, we watch your show, and then after an episode, Chris thinks he can go. He's like, I'm a miner now. I know enough.
Oh, yeah. You could.
He's like, I'm totally.
He's coming up this year. He's going to dig.
You're going to dig? He's going to dig?
Some of the guys from Joe Gibbs Racing came up one year, and they were like, oh, we're just fans. We got to come up. So they showed up, and they're like, hey, what do you think? Can we drive? This was in the Klondike, so it's not the U.S.
Yeah.
So I said, sure you can. So I got one guy in a rock truck, one guy in a loader, and then this one guy from Joe Gibbs Racing, he's in the excavator. He doesn't know how to run anything. So he's sitting there, and I go up to him. I go, okay, so this lever does this. This lever does this. You hit that sluice box. I look at him. I go, the season's over. And I walked off. He's like, I can hear him yelling, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And he just went really slow, and he was just digging out tailings. So it's fun. Sometimes visitors do show up.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That is cool. That's cool that you give them a chance,
it's
too.
the kids, man. The little guys love it. I mean, 3 to... there was a guy the other day, and he asked his son, he goes, who's your hero? Is it Superman or Hulk? He goes, Dad, I got to be honest with you, my hero's Todd Hoffman from Gold Rush.
Oh, my gosh.
He had to call me, and I just laughed so hard. And dude, we laughed so hard. And they just love the machines, the yellow machines, and digging dirt. And, they dig up their yards all across the country. There's certain kids, and it's the brother teams. It was like you got a buddy to help them.
Yeah.
They've dug. Us one lady showed me her backyard. I mean, it looked like it had like a hole over here. It was about 8 feet deep, and another one over here. I could see holes way out there. I seen one way out in the middle of the grass that just peeled up. And they just are out there just digging holes in her yard.
That's so great.
She let them because, it could be worse, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. So, it could be worse.
Dig it up, and then we'll pay somebody to fix the yard later.
Go dig up the yard.
Have fun, boys.
Well, the show is fun, and I always enjoy talking with you. It was good to see it, Shot. It's good to see you here.
Good to see you.
Be here in your hometown.
Yeah.
Todd Hoffman from Gold Rush. Make sure you tune in, and you have so much other stuff coming down the pike. So we'll update folks. Todd Hoffman, everybody. Todd, thanks so much for joining us here. Woo. All right, folks, we're winding down our final hour here, broadcasting live from KXL's Skype Live studio. I'm on. You can watch it on Facebook, official Dana Loesch on Facebook. Before I go, though, speaking of getting stuff out of the earth, check this segue out. Kane, where are you at? Where's Kane at? I needed props for my segue. Did he seriously leave? Okay. This is a segue. Speaking of getting things out of the earth and finding precious metals, Cornerstone Asset Metals. Their passion is all about securing economic stability. Todd held up his phone and was showing everybody, look, it's made from this. Silver is used for phones and these computers and medical equipment and all of that. And I don't know, because of everything that's been done to the economy in the past 8 years, I can't imagine that it's going to continue just going along without a correction, because good things can't happen quickly enough to stop it. So you'd rather be prepared. You'd rather have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. Silver, hands down, the precious metal choice for smart investors. It is the cornerstone of my investing. I get peace of mind from it because it's, the uses for it are so many. The team at Cornerstone Asset Metals, they're knowledgeable. When you buy from them, you're getting directly from the source. They are the refiner. So sign up today for their free IRA silver report. Mention Dana when you call, and you'll get a free 1/10 ounce silver crown coin minted by Cornerstone. Just call 888-747-3309 or visit cornerstoneassetmetals.com. Don't forget to mention Dana to get that free silver crown coin minted by Cornerstone. That's cornerstoneassetmetals.com. Go straight to the source. Go to Cornerstone.
You're clear.
Cool. How much time do we have coming back here, Marty?
In the break, or how much time are we going to have in the last segment?
Huh?
Are you asking how much
Yes.
time you have in the break?
No,
or the last
in
segment?
the last segment.
Oh, 1:40.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not too bad.
It's not good.
No, but
Dana.
it could be. This.
It's fine.
No, why can't I do that? Cool. So we were going to try to get a bookstore to have books here, and they all hate me, apparently. And that's sad. It's the saddest thing ever. I don't get the Trump thing where he was asking people to just dress nice in the office, and apparently it's like this big sexist fight now. I don't even understand what that means. Like any other office, you have to, you can't just like go in wearing Umbros and, flip-flops. You gotta, Well, probably, but they were just saying, I don't even know how that came out to be a story. I mean, I just would think that's like an unspoken, it's like an unspoken thing. Hey. We got about 1:40. This segment coming back.
Cool. So.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Huh?
I'm starving.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Mm-hmm. I've had a protein bar today.
Let's look at today and stupidity.
I know. I'm like, where? There we go. Let's see. You watch yourself there, Marty. So where are you guys' favorite places to eat around here? What do you guys like?
You like chicken and bento?
I like, what?
Chicken and bento. Actually, they got other stuff like
I like chicken. Yeah, I like that. All sounds paleo. That sounds good.
So if you go straight down Jefferson,
Uh-huh.
you take the left on first. It's called Tom's First Bento.
Okay. Cool. That sounds good.
Heck yeah.
Nice and healthy. Yeah. That's not bad at all.
Heck yeah.
That sounds really good. Yeah, I keep hearing that there are like so many amazing restaurants around here. And so we're like, when you travel, you don't really get, like, it's like protein bars and jerky, when you're traveling. It's nice. Yeah, that's good. Chick-fil-A is always good. The spicy chicken sandwich is good. Waffle fries, good. Yes.
When you do your autograph signing, can you sign it, what was it? First of her name, Mother of Dragons, Mayor of New York.
Oh my gosh, I have to remember all of it. Yes. I can. Yes. That was it was so long. No, I know, but
my title?
it like took almost like 40 seconds to say it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, I remember.
Mine was
Because we
something about
kept
science.
adding it to it.
At the end of that night, I had to pull over one night just to stop laughing.
I like
Good
it.
times. Good times.
Yeah, I can identify as a doctor if I want.
1 minute.
I think I was King of Science or something. What did I say I was?
You were King of Science.
King of Science.
Mm-hmm.
And if you disagree with me, you're just a science denier?
Huh?
That's what it was.
Oh, well. Oh, here's their Spiegel. Yeah, I see this one. Klaus Brinkbaumer. Good grief. This is Tim Marchman?
That's hilarious. That's his photo though?
I think so.
Yeah.
The guy who was like screaming
30
about
seconds.
how all the Cruz supporters, like none of them could do a push-up, and then Tim Kennedy was like, I'll beat your ass. What? Let's do it.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah, that was good.
Stand by,
So
guys.
we've got
7907 800 478
Yeah,
7907. This is an advertisement.
what's it
Paid
coming
non-attorney
with?
spokesperson. InjuryHelpDesk.com is responsible for this advertisement. Principal office, Las Vegas, Nevada.
that's that's so great.
Connect with Dana at DanaRadio.com. The Dana Show.
This is a good song. It's a good song when you're mad at somebody and you're in the gym. You just want to throw some weights around. It's good. Official Dana Loesch on Facebook. Big thanks to our affiliate here at KXL Skype Live Studios here in Portland, Oregon. And you guys are awesome studio audience.
Yeah,
Let's hear you
come on,
guys.
everybody.
Yeah. We appreciate you guys braving the ice, making your way down here. Appreciate it. And we'll be back in Dallas for Monday's show.
Yes, we will.
It's flat, so there's not the mountain drama.
And slightly warmer.
We got to get into Today in Stupidity because we got a good one for you. Kick it.
All right. One of the pillars of America's freedoms, we're talking about religious liberty here, right? So this reporter wants to phrase it as though religious liberty is
code for discrimination.
Is promise to protect religious liberty, which he says is under threat. Some Americans see religious liberty as code for discrimination.
And they're wrong.
Can you kind of give us a sense of how the president views this
Spicer
tension?
needed to just interrupt and be like, and that's wrong.
30.
It's
Right.
literally the dumbest thing I've heard today. It's bad.
Religious
or
liberty does
figuratively.
not equal oppression.
No,
Stop
and
it.
what are you're trying to oppress freedom? Stop.
Yeah.
Thank you, Portland. Thank you, KXL, and our Skype Live studios
Thanks,
here.
everybody.
Guys, God bless you. We'll be back with you Monday from Dallas.
You're clear.
Thank you, Marty. Thank